Multiverse, you'll see just how I move differently. Got more armed hair than an armchair. That's why they call me Papa Bear, because it is what it is. What it is, ain't it what it is what it is, and that's it. My business got so many factors, and I got so many detractors. So suckers gonna meet to me, and assholes gonna sue me, because it is what it is. What it is, ain't it what it is what it is, and that's it. Got 100,000 comics without any buyers, and a lot of insurance for warehouse fires, because it is what it is, and what it is and ain't it. What it is what it is, and that's it. I sold 3D assets to a bunch of asshats for a pile of cash that's all gone up in smoke, because it is what it is. What it is, ain't it what it is what it is, and that's it. You know a grifter's gonna grift and a scammer gonna scam. Next I'll sell these morons a comic about horsemen, because it is what it is, and what it is and ain't it. What it is what it is, and that's it. You know a grifter's gonna grift and a scammer gonna scam. Next I'll sell these morons a comic about horsemen, because it is what it is. What it is, ain't it what it is what it is, and that's it. Now visit the Ripperverse and see just how I move differently. Got more on hair than an armchair. That's why they call me Papa Bear, because it is what it is, and what it is ain't it. What it is and that's it. Business got so many factors, I got so many detractors. So it's gonna need to me, I know to sue me, because it is what it is, and what it is ain't it. What it is and that's it. Got 100,000 comics without any buyers, and a lot of insurance for warehouse fires, because it is what it is, and what it is ain't it. What it is and that's it. I sold 3D assets to a bunch of asshats for a pile of cash that's all gonna smoke. You know a grifter's gonna grift and a scammer gonna scam. Next I'll sell these morons a comic about horsemen, because it is what it is, and what it is ain't it. What it is and that's it. Because it is what it is, and what it is ain't it. What it is and that's it.
The chosen one.
What's up, meatbags? It is the chosen one of CG, the Chicano Stan Lee, and of course, the one, the only Frog Tony. And I'm joined by the all-star team, the all-star crew, the Scottish Steve Ditko, and from what I'm learning lately, the Bushmaster himself, Finbar Saunders.
Good evening, gentlemen. What do you mean that you're learning lately? You knew about my love for Bush for a long time, Tony.
I didn't know you were the master of it. You loved it.
I'm not
like an amateur busher.
Yeah, I'm more of an amateur Bush enthusiast.
Aficionado.
Yeah, acquainted with.
The Trinity, the Holy Trinity. And of course, the Transylvanian Jack Kirby, the man who's saving lives on the daily by sucking their blood. What's up, TJ Laser?
Let's get the show over with before my internet dies.
Too late.
They should do a movie. I was just thinking they should do a movie where like a vampire bites somebody and they get sick because like they had AIDS. Like he got AIDS blood.
Oh, the vampire gets AIDS.
Yeah.
Right, let's get that written before somebody steals it.
Like gives him a tummy ache. You're like, oh, what's wrong? Like my stomach hurts. I think that guy had AIDS. And then that's how he's like a doctor and he sucks the AIDS out because he just sucks the AIDS blood. And so like he's the cure for AIDS, but he's also a vampire.
Yeah. AIDS killer. AIDS killer. Rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. We'll shop it. HIV, right? What does it stand for?
A vampire.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I was trying to figure out what the H and the I stand for. I don't know what the acronym HIV stands for.
HIV stands for, I don't know. I remember it one from before, but not now. Call it trans HIV-ovania.
It is the human immunodeficiency vampire. There you go.
There you go. It's in the name.
Dracula AIDS. That's right.
HIV, have a nice day. Dracula AIDS.
Dracula AIDS.
Shout out to my man. I'm all fat. And a shout out to the Geek Getaway, who gifted 10 memberships. Whoever that Frog Tony guy is, gifted 10 memberships. Let's see who got them. Who did we catch? We got Dr. W, PhD, Nika Lab, G Nux, Colt Seaman, Akuaku, Moshi Yitsu, Element 47, Pilgrim Media, Ryan 2D, and Jeremy Burtz. Congratulations. You are now members. Don't forget, we got the Ask Us Anything. If you're a member, you can ask us anything. And I mean anything. We will answer it to the best of our knowledge. Also, shout out to Katie Did's channel, a 3-month member. Got your smoothie? All right. Shout out. So, what's on the docket for today, gentlemen? We got to talk about the comic book, of course. The awesome Amphibian Adventures, the greatest comic book known to man that has yet to be produced. We got to talk about some detracting. We got to do some detracting. Eric July. He said some really stupid things. Also, I was telling the guys before, if you don't watch Young Clippa, you might have missed. They were going over a Eric July for canon's sake, in which he called the Submariner the Submariner repeatedly. It wasn't a one-off. It wasn't like, oh, he misspoke once. He repeatedly called him the Submariner. And to me, this 100%, right, this moment, 100% to me shows that Eric July is a tourist. He's not a comic book fan, not a comic book reader. He doesn't have friends that are in the comic books. Because surely at some point, the Submariner is a pretty big character, especially in the time frame that Eric was talking about the comics, because you had the Illuminati, that whole thing going on. You know, he's there was talks about him coming out in the Fantastic Four movie. We had 2 already at that point. I think maybe even the 3rd one was out by then.
But is there any point where he would have ever heard spoken out loud the name Submariner?
Yes. So in the 70s, the Submariner was in a few cartoons.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was in the Fantastic Four cartoon. Pretty sure he was in the Avengers cartoon.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man arcade game has the Submariner in it. I'm pretty sure there was some toys and stuff that had like commercials featuring.
Quite a few of his comics were titled the Submariner only. It wasn't even Namor.
You know, Nomar, the Submariner.
Submariner.
If it's not in the movies, then he knows Dick. Yeah, exactly. I think he's a fake. I think he bought a bunch of comics, and then he just pretends like he's been a reader for a long time. I'm sure maybe, you know, the my mom got me the Flash comic. I'm sure that's a true story. That doesn't mean he was a comic book fan for life. It just means he got a comic once or twice. Yeah. He was in Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, too. I heard it was canceled for being underwater.
He said that.
Adol says, I don't even read comics.
He said that Crisis was his favorite storyline. This is a guy, and Crisis is a mess. And this is a guy who said that he doesn't like multiverses.
Well, he likes Crisis because it killed all the multiverses.
No, it didn't. Then he really is a tourist because he doesn't. Those multiverses didn't stay dead.
Well, maybe he stopped breathing once they died. He's like, "That's it. We're done." We're done.
All right.
Speaking of multiverses, there's a Justice League cartoon, right? And it pisses me off to no end because it's a cartoon about Owlman and how this version of Owlman basically wants to destroy the entire multiverse, right? Because he goes, there's so many multiverses out there that everything happens, right? There's no choice. There's no free choice because you think you're choosing, right? Like you're choosing to wear a red shirt today, but in some other multiverse, you chose a blue shirt. So every choice is out there. So there really is no choice, right? So he goes, the only choice is to destroy everything and that there's nothing left, right? And what's stupid about this whole thing is at the very end, Batman beats Owlman, right? Saves the multiverse and everyone claps. Yeah, yay! The good guys win, right? But by the logic of the animated show, the animated movie, if Batman beats Owlman, there would be a universe in which Batman loses to Owlman. And thus, Owlman did successfully destroy the entire multiverse, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So then the cartoon should have ended with like Batman celebrating, and then just like everything just vanishes. Like, oh yeah, by the way, actually in that other multiverse, one multiverse over, Owlman won. Hail jabronis.
He'll be.
But we got something from Aaron for Finbar and helping out my wrestling channel logo, banner, and background. What are you doing? Work on the side for Canadian money?
Well, you've been paid for it, so it all worked out, didn't it?
I've been paid Canadian. What is that even in American?
A couple of bucks. I don't know. Is Canada not going through a really bad crisis at the minute with cost of living?
73 cents on the dollar. So that's $3.63.
Not bad. Not bad for a day's work. Thanks, Aaron. Or a thanks on Tony's behalf. No, anytime, brother. That's what I'm here for, to help.
Speaking of helping,
I'm over here stroking my dick. I got lotion on my dick right now. I'm just stroking my shit. I'm horny as fuck, man. I'm a freak man.
Wizard says, but they were on Earth Prime, so that couldn't happen. There's only one. Right, but all the events leading up to them meeting on Earth Prime, there would have had to been another set of events in which Owlman had gotten the upper hand. Or Owlman showed up an hour late, and so the Batman wasn't there to meet him. In a world of infinite possibilities, one of them has to be where Owlman succeeds, and thus all the multiverse ends. There's like literally no way around it. Right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
Am I overthinking this?
That is the very definition of the multiverse.
Possibilities.
Yeah.
Do you think there are multiverses? Or do you think this is it? Like,
are we getting deep here?
Yeah, we get philosophical.
I think there are.
I think it's. I think our universe is on the inside of an atom, right? And then every other atom outside of us builds like so. We're in the inside of a universe that makes up a chair, right? You know what I mean?
Like a microverse.
That universe is inside an atom that makes up another chair, and so on and so forth.
All the way down.
Yeah, or all the way up.
I believe that there are multiverses, but I think that we're not on the same time frame, right? So in instances where, like, let's say you know something, but you don't know how you know it, you just know it. I think that's like the two multiverses crossing over, and your other version, you're kind of like sharing information for like that split second or that minute. Because I sometimes just know things, like I have no idea like where I learned these things or like where I picked it up. I just know something. I was like, well, how did I know that? Yeah. So
It's just because you're retarded.
maybe it could be.
not
Could be because
multiverse theory.
I think it's multiverse. I think like when you sleep, like you don't dream. It's actually you're inside another multiverse.
Yeah.
Our human race is still behind 1,000 years. Look, when the Anunnaki come back and they say, Tony, we're lifting you up because you have achieved enlightenment. Don't cry. Don't cry. What would Earth 2 Tony be like? I'm unique. I'm like that one person that's the same in all multiverses. Like I'm a canon event.
He'd be a
Nexus
soul.
being.
Yeah. What if that's the problem? You know, they say like some people are NPCs. Like, what if like only a percentage of us are like Nexus beings that we exist in all multiverses? So we're like, those are like the NPCs. Like, well, it's the same in every multiverse because it's like a simple program for God to make. But the complicated ones, we're like the ones that are different in multiverses. Stray Bean says they stopped having these conversations in university. Well, I just wanted to get it out because, you know, tomorrow's 420. You know,
That was when he discovered weed, though.
yeah. How can you explain wet dreams, though? You're fucking someone. Like your other version is actually fucking someone in another universe, and you're like experiencing it. Next thing you know, Tony's gonna turn. The Earth is fat. Well, the Earth got curves, baby. It got curves. It's not fat.
It's thick.
Thick with like 4 C's. All right. Moving on. What are we talking about today? Well, we got some fan art to go over. At this point, I don't even know if it's fair to call it fan art. Sometimes I think the fan art's better than the real art. And it's like they show us something. They're like, man, our art's the fan art. Yours is the real art, and ours is the fan art.
Anytime I see these pictures, I'm like, the fuck are we doing here?
I don't know if we showed this before, but goddamn, it's worth showing again. We might have. Hold on. Look at that. Look at that bad boy.
Yeah, we've seen this before. This is beautiful.
A little detail. I thought we might have, but TJ was insisting we didn't.
I'm pretty sure we did.
And look, bulge, like fucking Matt Barr would point out.
Yeah, man.
This is how you draw the male body, motherfuckers.
See, I think this is a TJ one. Is this yours, TJ? Breaking through the wall?
Yes.
This is the fan art that got TJ hired. It's good.
Jack
It's good.
Kirby style Frogman. At the time, I didn't know his fingers were normal. I thought he had the, like frog fingers.
Yeah.
Is this an old one?
So that's how I drew it.
Yeah, it's an old one.
Yeah.
I don't remember ever seeing this. This is cool.
Months ago.
Months,
It was
but
a Jack Kirby
like
thing,
in the gym.
breaking months in the gym, bud.
Yeah. Like months in the gym, bud. So I like it. I like it. It's pretty good. And then this other one, this is a new one. And this, you took what? Inspiration from
Sam Keith, the Max.
the fuck was that?
My bad.
What's
That
up,
was my neighbor.
That's
like
quite
that.
an entrance potion.
Yeah, no.
Meow.
Damn that potion.
How you doing, Potion?
I'm doing good, guys. Yeah, I've been watching for a bit, but I just decided to jump back on right now. I just got out of the shower. My bad.
Tony and TJ will fill you in on all the things we were fighting about before we went live. That's why we were late.
What's up, Herco? Yo, fuckos. I'm assuming you jumped out of the shower, got dressed, then jumped on the stream, right?
Yes, I got dressed.
You didn't say that in a way that filled me with confidence. But We'll just go with that. All right. Inspired by the Max. Either that or he's taking a really mean shit. Not sure.
That's how they used to draw them, 90s. Like they even did the what's it called, the 90s rubble feet, like hiding the feet in the back. I actually had to draw the feet.
That's just Eric pulling up. Style is nice.
And I actually made the whole purpose of why he's doing that. It's just him doing the frog stance and about to pounce on
He looks like
somebody.
he's on steroids there.
Venom.
Yeah, that's Sam
Yeah.
Keith. As I was looking up Sam Keith's art, I noticed he's been like the Max has been featured a lot with the Pit, with Pit somehow. I don't know what the lore behind that is.
Or we gotta ask Dale Keown one of these days. We gotta have him on the stream. I was reading some Sam Keith from Marvel Presents this week, and nice. All right, this last one is fan art. However, let me what's the word I'm looking for? Let me preface this by saying these names, there's names on there. They're not the official names. They're the placeholder names that I gave the artist when he asked me. Okay, so we're all aware before we get all these haters coming at us, because I'm pretty sure there's like an old movie with these names. But anyway, these are the black and whites. Colors. They were the literal black and whites. Black Thunder, White Lightning, obviously placeholder names.
I didn't know they were placeholders. I thought that was going to be the final names.
No. I can't give you guys final names. And then you spill your guts, and then gotta trademark things. Gotta
NBA.
NDA. I'm like Air July, I can't tell you everything. I can't spoon feed you, Finbar. I know you work for me, but I can't spoon feed you. But I like this. And he recreated the because we gave him a AI image, and his recreation is really good as far as the face of the African American gentleman.
Isn't a White Lightning some hooch?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. That's why I think it might be a racist thing. I'm not sure.
No, he's just a cider.
And I think, if I remember, and this is me dating myself, but I think a long time ago, maybe early 90s, maybe mid 90s, there was a comic book company called White Lightning Press. So it's Norfolka. Yeah, Electric Guy isn't black, but that's like impossible. Just name them Thunder and Lightning. I think those names are already taken. The irony is the black guy is white. I thought it sounded like a buddy cop movie. I think there is a buddy cop movie called White Lightning, Black Thunder.
Wait, who was this? Was this Stray Beans?
This was Stray Beans, yeah.
Right. Stellar work as usual, Stray Beans.
I'm not finding anything. I gotta use Google. I hate fucking Bing. Why is Bing on my computer? One of these days, I gotta get rid of it. Apparently, Black Hammer, White Lightning is a movie. But I think that's a joke movie. I don't even think that's a real movie. Is it a real movie? No, it's a real movie. Black Hammer, White Lightning. It's got Jesse the Body Ventura and Willie Mays Hayes.
Name them Shake and Bake.
Oh,
It's actually fucking. That's a
I
good
wonder
idea.
if it's good.
No, it's not a real movie. It's one of those websites with like the fake movies. Because I'm scrolling down, it also has Jack
That's
Slater
unfortunate.
4. It has all the fake movies.
Oh,
there.
movies that have appeared in movies, or
Yeah.
fictional.
Yeah,
Let me see.
because
Jesse
it's called
Ventura there,
Netflix.
they're saying, I ain't got time to bleed.
Nest flicks.
So it's like the movies within movies.
Oh yeah.
Bone of contention. Krill or be krilled. Krill Hunter, 14. Killer Nuns. That actually might be a real movie. Gandhi 2.
Oh, Killer
that's
Nuns
from
by the
UHF.
Sauce Gods, sure.
Thunder Gun 4. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Passion 2. Crucify this as well.
The Lucas Lee collection. All right. Thrilled to be here. Action Doctor.
I'd subscribe to this, you know.
You see, but see, like this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about, right? This perfect that I accidentally stumbled on this.
Yeah, that would
Because
be
the whole-
all of our stuff in there.
Yeah, like this is all the like
Black Shogun.
Bigfoot, Texas Ranger, Black Shogun, right? All that kind of shit. So it's actually pretty cool. Jesus 2, Crucify This.
No, it's Passion of the Christ too. It was in Family Guy.
Oh yeah, okay. The follow-up to the Passion of the Christ. Let he who is without sin kick the first ass. For the son of a God, you sure are a son of a whoa. Chris Tucker. Jesus Christ. All right. Anyway, now we talking about why we always get fucking sidetracked.
This is what we do.
This is what they do. All right. Whoa. What about Bud? Starring Sturgis. A fake
that's a
person
good one.
would be good.
Write all these down, right? Steal all these.
Could you even steal like fake movies?
Yeah.
George would.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying
George
like,
gets it.
would it even be stealing?
George
At that point, is it?
Fucking there and then.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is it actually copyrighted? Do you think? Like they're like, oh, let's do this like really stupid movie, but like, I don't think they bother to copyright it, right?
Nah, I don't know. It wouldn't be worth it, would it?
No.
But then, would you not be pissed, right? If you were one of the let's take Passion of the Christ too. Say if the Family Guy guys didn't copyright it, and then they really did make a movie like that, and it made $1 billion. Would you not be pissed?
Yeah, I'd be pissed.
You'd see them in court, right? It's parody if you do it legit. Yeah, Wizard's right. Yeah. It is, isn't it? It would be a parody. And it's protected.
I don't know if it would be a parody because they already made it. They already made the parody, so
Yeah, but if you
doing
parody,
the thing that
then put that in the title, you're protected. That's how the American porn industry get away with it.
yeah, but they actually parody the thing, right?
No, the porn industry don't. They make actually like more faithful comic book porn movies than what the comic book movies make.
I was just assuming because I haven't actually watched any porn.
I have. Front to back.
The key word is comic
Did you
book.
say-
Like they're faithful to the comic book.
Yeah.
That means they're not
They're
following
more
the
comic
movie.
book
Therefore,
in
it
the
still falls under parody.
Yeah, it's like stealing jokes. Don't just say no, unless you put a couple of them in your comic book and then no one notices.
But what I mean is, like, does parody not sort of lead on to like comedy, funny?
No,
Maybe the
not
most-
necessarily. I know that the fuck is it? Modern day Joker, some fucking Joker movie. There's literally a Joker movie about like trans genders or some shit. It just came out. DC tried to fight it. Warner Brothers.
But is
They
that a
sued.
parody?
Well, that was the argument because
They'd have to say it's a parody, yeah, for it to exist.
well, they're saying it's a parody, but just saying something is a parody doesn't make it a parody, right? Like if I did my own Batman, right? If I said, "Oh, we're just gonna call it Bat Dude," but it's like literally faithful to Batman, and there's no like, it's not a commentary on Batman, then it's not parody. It's just a knockoff of Batman, right?
Yeah.
Like I can't just do Spider-Man like shot for shot and go, well, see, it's a parody. Like, what are you parodying? It's just a shot for shot knockoff.
That's what I mean. They did that, and like I highly encourage everybody out there to go watch them. The Spider-Man porn movie. It was like really serious. It felt like not shot for shot, but
Yeah, but I think the porn part of it is what differentiates it. You go, well, see, that's what makes it a parody because there's no porn in real Spider-Man.
because I was kind of like lost for a bit, and then just all of a sudden Mary Jane sucking Peter Parker off. And I thought, right, okay, I know where we are now.
Isn't that the one where like he comes down on
Upside
the
down, yeah.
upside down with his dick out? See, that's a parody. That they're making fun of that scene. It's a commentary on that particular scene.
But you've seen it then, so everything up.
I've
to
seen
that
that
point,
part, just that part.
everything up to that point was really like earnest, you know, like made with real love and care until he got his cock out upside
Yeah,
down.
but you could do a parody with love and care. It still has to be a commentary on the thing, right?
There was Electro.
Yeah,
But
look
let
at
me give you an
Sue
example.
Erickson.
Watchmen
He had
is
more
actually
hair
a
with that
parody.
than the actual Isa
Yeah, but
True.
Watchmen
of the
is
old
parody.
superheroes, like the Golden Age. Yeah,
and then it just kind of became its own thing. And
Well,
Watchmen gets parodied from other things.
Watchmen
actually
wasn't
like a
supposed to
parody.
be a parody. It was supposed to be those actual characters like the Blue Beetle and the Question and all that were supposed to be those.
From our
Yeah.
finishes parody porn review.
We'll do that on another stream.
Stop interrupting. Sorry, I'm sorry.
56k wasn't quite finished yet, were you, buddy? That's what we should do. Porn hour. Forget anime hour. It's in the past. Let's move on.
So should I show this panel? Because I finally got to see what Nightmare looks like.
It's up to you.
I don't know if I should show it to everybody.
It's up to you. Let's do that. TJ?
There's 81
No.
people. I think.
You cannot show.
Well, there's no like dialogue or nothing there. It's just
No,
I haven't seen it yet, so
yeah. Potion hasn't seen it. I think it'd be worth it. Are you eating cereal?
It's up to you. It's up to you. It's your book.
cough
Do what you
drop.
want.
Didn't sound like a crunch. I don't know why you're chewing on cough, but no, whatever.
I get to
Who
the
am I to
inside.
judge? It's gotta get to the eucalyptus core. All right,
Yeah.
let's share this bad boy. Yeah. So there it is. Nightmare. It's not full glory because it's not colored yet. It's gonna be a potion gem. It's got his little war hammer, his armor.
I thought you had seen this potion.
Yeah, I have seen it actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have just kept pretending you hadn't. Like, no, I didn't see this.
I'm not a liar, man.
No,
The
we were hiding it
real
from you,
horseman.
like we were hiding it from you just because we knew you were going to just show it as soon as we showed it to you. So. But I've given up trying to stop you. Nothing I can do now.
We got to give the people something, get them interested in.
Yeah.
Zombie says, nice. Now that's a horseman. Look, we have 84 people here. Now, this comic is going to be seen by millions of people. I'm sure the 81, 84, 81 again are not somehow going to ruin it for the rest of us, okay? My probably favorite of the art I did, maybe Frog of the Two Worlds. That was good. I like that.
Yeah, that was good. I like that.
So I'm on board with this. I like this. Look at that. I hit the feet. I'm a regular Rob Liefeld.
But TJ will tell you that's where I was struggling really badly. I had to get actual horse legs and fucking trace them. That's how bad I am at feet. So those legs are actual horse legs. Because of the way you described it when you wrote it in the script, it's like he's like kick attack, so he's got to have real horse feet. And they weren't armored or covered; they were exposed.
I think they're called hooves, Finbar.
Whatever.
Horses don't have feet. They're called
Hooves.
hooves.
I'm not the word guy. I'm the fucking pencil guy, and I'm not even good at that.
People watching on X never comment. They never do. Maybe horseman is just a guy with a sore throat. It's horseman. Finbar is actually going to leave a copy on every confirmed kill. Yeah. That's how they're going to know those are Finbars. It's like his calling card. Like, give this to your, when you mail back the dead companions, like give that to the son, right? Hey, your dad's dead. Finbar killed him, but you get a free comic.
Yeah, Dad was a deadbeat anyway.
Finbar can't do that because he's like a sniper. He's like, when I kill the guy, he's like 10,000 yards away.
I'm not a sniper.
Finbar's definitely not a sniper. He's definitely not
I
a
get
secret
up close.
agent. He's Scottish.
I get up close.
James Bond is Scottish. I'm not saying Finbar's 007, but I'm not saying Finbar's 007.
Oh,
Say Mrs. Moneypenny.
Check out who's back. It's fucking. I like how he advertises the comic though when he says stuff like this. He gives the whole title.
Well, he does now. Before he was calling it amazing, and I had to correct him. Like, it's not amazing. It's awesome.
I think you're secretly one of us, James.
James Hurley is our best advertising. Free advertising.
Rock and Roll Ninja is a better comic. What's that? Have you heard of it? Probably drawn by a fucking coward, no doubt.
It sounds like a knockoff of our Rhythm and Blues Karate Fighters. I think we might have to issue a C&D. I've been issuing C&Ds lately. I don't know if you know that. Just randomly to people. There's like a form. You just fill out a form online. You just send it to anyone. It's real cheap. It like costs $0. It's fantastic. James Hurley says, I hate you guys, and I'm a Wiggle fan.
I don't believe
the Wiggles are awesome. They're like from Australia. I hate when they changed it though, because like you had the like one Asian Wiggle, and then like he left, and they changed the purple one to like a lady. It's like really weird.
I don't believe you hate me, James. I think we're cool, me and you.
A hoof is a horse's foot, and the guy who puts on the horse's foot is a farrier.
There we go. Go to Swan when you need to get when we get to that point in the comic and we need a researcher.
Finbar is Johnny English.
Yeah, Mr. Bean.
My ex-wife made me watch that fucking movie. She was like a Mr. Bean fan. I'm like, I don't get Mr. Bean. I don't think he's funny.
Is that why you divorced her?
Probably one of the reasons. Wizard says he can't be a sniper. His hog's too big to lay onto his stomach. He uses that as a tripod. That's how he leans to get that good shot. What the fuck? Mr. Bean is not funny. He's not. I think Mr. Bean might secretly be a woman. If anyone it was born a woman, it's got to be Mr. Bean because he's not funny. And women aren't funny. Right?
To defend Mr. Bean, okay, so you've probably just seen the movies, Mr. Bean movies. Mr. Bean had a TV show in the UK that was quite funny, and then it got tired quite quick, and then he sold out and went Hollywood.
I had watched Blackadder. Blackadder is
good.
like
You British Dungeon Master.
I'm with Dungeon Master. Yep.
It was on Netflix.
Blackadder is better.
It was on Netflix for a while, so, in the U.S. But yeah, I don't like Mr. Bean. I like Rowan Atkinson. He's funny. Like even the little bit he had in Scooby-Doo, I thought was funny. And if you ever see Rat Race, it's fucking hilarious in Rat Race. I just don't like Mr. Bean. Like Mr. Bean's an asshole. Like he's supposed to be the guy you're like cheering on, and like, no, this guy's just
Mr. Bean is a ripoff of the first season of Blackadder, that character. Before he became more intelligent in the other seasons.
Mr. Bean TV only lasted for like 10 episodes. Did it?
Wait, what? Mr. Bean is a ripoff of the first season of Blackadder?
The Blackadder of the first season is actually Mr. Bean. Like the template, like a complete idiot who's an asshole.
The only no, the only thing that was the same was that they were both idiots. Like
Blackadder, yeah, that's what he's saying.
Mr. Bean was almost mute. Nah, come on, TJ. He's a completely different character. Rowan Atkinson.
He's like, you remember Blackadder? What if I did that, but he just didn't talk? I'm like, yeah, do that. Now, funny is funny, and that is the worst season. Wiggle thinks you are a special needs kid, Frog Tony. Oh,
Kustong.
Here's the thing. I don't know what you expect. Like. By the way, Wiggle thinks you're retarded. I'm like, oh man, what am I like? Are you expecting me to like, oh fuck Wiggle, I'm all mad and like
James, be honest.
Whatever.
Are you 11 years old?
Might be. We
We lost TJ.
TJ went over to Wiggle streams like, fuck these guys. Tony's special needs. I'll have you know, Mr. Hurley, I was in the National Honor Society in school. Okay, it's one of the smart kids, right? Always first with the test, always getting A's. Never studied. Teachers hated me because they couldn't teach me nothing. I was teaching the teachers. Okay, teaching the teachers. So, not retarded. Okay. I'm going to go watch all the Mr. Bean episodes. No, don't do that.
Me too.
Don't kill yourself.
Me too. Watch along 56, me and you.
Are we still talking Frogman comics anymore? Yes. I'm sorry. I got distracted. Someone said Mr. Bean, and I had to correct everybody because Mr. Bean.
You went in a rage. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's if you want to make me mad, James Hurley, tell me something like this female comedian is funny. And I'm like, oh, fuck you.
I'll tell him women's wrestling is good as well. That'll set him off.
Smart people always tell you how smart they are. It's true.
Yeah.
I don't always tell people how smart I am. Only when I'm questioned about my intelligence. I'm actually very humble. I actually pretend like I'm stupid. I dumb myself down for the rest of you is what I'm saying. Like if I was talking at the intellectual level of which I'm capable of, I would sound much more like an asshole. And most of you, probably a good 90, 95% of you, wouldn't be able to follow the conversation because it'd be way over your head. Like the words I would use would be so big. Multi-syllable words is what I'm saying. Not single-syllable words. Like I keep them down here with you guys. So what I'm saying is, that I's a smart guy, okay?
Yeah.
I'm a somebody.
Humble. He's humble.
He's saying you
I'm
guys
also
are
very
stupid
humble.
motherfuckers. You guys are dumb as shit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See, I can go really intellectual or I can go ghetto. There's like no in between. So, tips fedora. I never wore one of those. So fuck you. I literally am Sheldon Cooper from Big Bang Theory. It's crazy. I was gonna sue the studio that made that just because they base it on me. I'm Sheldon. TJ's Kuthapali. Potion would be Wallowitz. And I guess Finbar's Leonard. Right?
I'll take that.
Without the Jewish.
No, I'll be the chick that lives across the hall. I would just spend all day in front of the mirror naked.
Penny?
Yeah.
I didn't think Penny was the hottest one. Not to go off on another tangent, but I thought that Bernadette was hotter.
Nah, I disagree.
You disagree?
You thought the weird chick from Blossom, is that what she was in? You thought she was the hottest?
No. I said
she's went crazy now, right?
Yeah, not fucking Sheldon's girlfriend. Wallowitz's girlfriend.
You're on about the blonde one with glasses and the big tits.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, she's a close number 2 for me.
You're saying Penny's hotter? I thought Penny got a little fat. I think the first season
she was hot in the first series, yeah, and then as it went on. Do you know what? You're right, yeah. Cool. If we're talking about current day, I would take the chick with the glasses and the big tits. She just needs to stop talking. That's all.
She doesn't actually talk like that, though.
No, but I mean, we're talking about canon here, right? Or are we talking about the actress? Because it's a completely different argument.
What I'm saying is, I think she could talk normal if she needed to.
In real life, yeah.
No, it's all even technically on the show. I mean, there's nothing stopping her.
Yeah, to be fair, you're right, Tony. I don't know why I ever doubted you. Is there any more? Any less state of dress?
No. She's in a movie where she's naked, but it's actually a body double.
All right.
She's playing like a gymnast, and they're like fucking, but like they're doing like a gymnast routine. So they're like doing flips and like splits and like all kind of weird shit.
I think I've seen this. I don't think I've seen the movie, but I've seen that scene. during my many
Been more
my many hunts through the internet. I just hope my wife doesn't see this. Fucking hell.
This is going to be used in court, Your Honor.
Okay, she's not gonna be able to get me. Don't worry, I'll be fucking long gone.
Amy needs to voice Harley Quinn too. Complete the trifecta. Rod's sister was dating a white man. Aaron says that's her. It's her.
Rad's sister, yeah. She was dating Leonard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was hot, Rad's sister.
I think she was alright. I'm not really into Indian chicks.
I love them all.
But I put up a poll today, which is really important, guys. You gotta go vote. There's 83 of you. Go vote on the poll. Because the poll is whether or not we bring back Celebrity Butt Challenge to Gabbing with Geeks. So it's gonna be one of those rare polls where we go over it before the end of the stream, right? So hopefully I don't go finding a bunch of celebrity butt pictures and then have nothing to do with it because you guys are like, no, don't bring that back. That's silly. Why would we want to look at a bunch of hot celebrity asses for like 20 minutes and try to guess who it is?
I think we're okay. So currently we're 68% yes. If this turns into one of those ones where, you know, when the channel name changed, I'm going to be even more upset this time than I was when the channel name changed. So
how is it so close?
It's not close. It's 68 to 32. I was what so close? The channel name?
No. I mean, 68 to 32. That's still pretty close, in my opinion.
There's only been 22.
It's far closer. Yeah, it's still far closer than I thought. I thought it was gonna be like 100% yes.
Nah, I'm telling you, there's people trolling that don't want to have fun.
Those are the women.
They need to be expelled. Yeah.
Get rid of the women. And again, women are not funny.
It's not the women, Tony, because the women were the demographic that were watching the butt challenge, according to the analytics. Yeah,
but I think they were clicking on it. Then when they found out what it was, I think they think it was like a TMZ or like an Inquirer, where like, oh, look at so and so's got fucking cottage cheese, and they like make fun of celebrity butts, or like how you can get like how you can get a butt like a celebrity. I think maybe they thought that's what it was,
and then they left in disgust.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, it's just a bunch of guys looking at women's butts. As long as there's bush.
Well, we could have the celebrity bush challenge, maybe.
I don't know if YouTube will
just
be
bush,
okay
man.
with that. It's just bush. Most of them are Merkins. It's not even bush. Like, I don't know if that's really Demi Moore's bush in that picture that Summer Swan posted.
I hope so. Then then at least it wouldn't make the fap weird.
I think it's fake. I think it's like a rug. It's
so
like
it's fapping to a carpet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Damn.
So celebrity butt challenge. What it is I get pictures of celebrities and I crop them so all you can see is the ass. And then the panelist, whoever they happen to be, and we also sometimes encourage people from the audience to jump on for this type thing. And we see whose knowledge of the posterior reigns superior and who can guess the celebrity based on their ass.
So if you bring it back, you'll open the panel back up again for
just for that segment.
Game show style. I like it. Highly encourage. It was fun. Highly encourage you to bring it back. Regardless of the results of the poll. Fuck the poll.
Yeah. We might throw off you guys and throw in a guy's ass every once in a while.
You've done that before, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. Good
times. Wasn't my proudest fap, but still.
That's when you guys get nervous. It was like, is that a guy? Is this the one that's the guy? Like, oh no, actually it's Emma Watson. She just doesn't have an ass. Like, oh. You have to play the Mr. Ass song? Maybe. The internet is ruined by Sims who pay for porn. I agree. All right. I put in title Captain Blazar lands Frogman Friday because I want to talk just briefly on that because we had mentioned it before. I've been watching a lot of old space TV shows I watched some Flesh Gordon, and I realized Flesh Gordon's actually the porno of Flash Gordon. So then I went back and watched Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon, good movie.
Yeah. I was wondering, I was like, man, this can't be the thing. I was like, why is everyone naked in this?
I watched that when I was about 6 years old.
It's just the wrong movie. Damn. Yeah. So it's gonna have an old timey feel. From the rocket to the like the launch room. Like it's not gonna be like all futuristic and modern. It's gonna be like, oh look, there's giant computers and fucking flashing light bulbs that don't make any sense. I was starting to think, right? A lot of times, the best stuff just doesn't make any sense, right? Like, I really love fucking Adventure Time, but there's a lot of things in there that they never address that don't make any fucking sense. But it just is, right? It just is. And I think that's what we need in this comic sphere, right? Not everything has to be picked apart. Not everything has to make sense. Not everything has to be logical or follow actual science, right? I know people were picking apart like, well, technically the ancient Egyptian world was from 0 BC to 153 BCE. Like, shut the fuck up, Vicky. Okay? Ancient just means old. Okay? Like your ass. Just old. That's it. So I think we're going to have some fun with this. Retro futurism. Fun fact, in middle school English, I wrote a story about a robot named Blazar with an O. Overanalyzing ruins things. The internet ruined a lot of things. Yeah, it did. So, like I said, we're going to get this first comic launched. Hopefully, we'll break even or, we turn a profit. That would be the ideal situation, right? Because we're going to take that, at least I am. I can't speak for what Potion's going to do with his cut or what Finbar's going to do with his cut.
I'm going to rule the world.
We might not see Potion for a while. Like, where'd Potion go? He's just living in a house with, like, cats. Like, so many that they're just, like, he can't even move. Just fucking filled to the brim. That's what he might spend his money on.
Coming for all my cats.
But me, I'm definitely going to take that money and I'm going to reinvest it into the company, as it were, and hit the ground running, get some more books out. And again, the plan is to try to get 2 to 3 books out a year, and then slowly but surely increase that. And because, much like Eric July says, I know not everybody's going to buy everything. Right? I'm going to plan accordingly. I'm not going to buy a warehouse. I'm not going to hire 13 employees. We're gonna see how this goes. Whatever we make on this first campaign, the plan would be to assume at least 60% loss on the next one. Right? That's how we're going to plan each campaign. I'm going to assume a 60% drop in revenue. So that way I can plan accordingly and I can make moves as we need. Of course, with the Critical Blast stuff, we're going to have that covered as far as distribution and all that. And again, we're going to be smart with our money. We're going to be smart with our time. And we're going to be smart with what we come out with and in what order. Better to create one-shot miniseries comics. It would, look, if I'll be honest, if we were just looking to make as much fucking money as we could, right? Like if that was the goal, one-shots, mini comics would probably be better because, right, it's the only issue. It's the first issue. It's the number one issue. It's rare. So speculators are going to hit that, right?
Yeah.
But if we actually want to tell stories and we want to have a continuing thing, and we gotta just fucking bite the bullet and go, hey, it's actually going to be, a number 2, a number 3, a number 4, a number 5. And hopefully people are along for the ride and they enjoy it and they keep going and the audience grows. Because unlike the direct market, right, there's not some guy at a comic shop going, that doesn't look that good. Let me get 10,000 of those. And, well, I don't know how the next issue is going to go. So issue 2, give me 5. And then issue 3, let's play it safe and go 3,000, right? We're going to know. Each campaign will know what we need. And so hopefully, whatever we sell on the first one, say 200 issues on the first one, those 200 people enjoy it enough to come back until we get 200 plus whatever we pick up on the second campaign, right? And then the third campaign will be the same thing. Like we keep those people invested in enjoying the comics. So on the third campaign, we got 200 from the first, and maybe we picked up another 100 on the second, so that we have 300 plus, and then each one builds upon the other. And again, I've seen the flaws, and I don't want to say flaws. I've seen the state of the indie comic sphere, and I see how, hey, great art. Some of these comics are fucking leagues ahead of us, right? But
yeah, some of them are beautiful.
We have the fortunate advantage over a lot of people in that I'm not an artist, right? So I'm not going to be like, oh, you got to give me time to do this. I'm going to be rushing these guys. I'm going to be fucking cracking whips, okay? It's not my ass on the line. It's going to be all theirs. So the goal is to try to get them out in a timely manner because, look, as great as it is, right? As great as a comic is, it takes me a year. I don't have name recognition, right? I don't have 30 years of comic book experience, 5 years, 10 years, 2 years. I don't have any years, right? There's no reason other than the actual story to get people to come back or to get people to show up in the first place. Right? Let's be honest. I don't have a huge YouTube channel. I don't have a huge following. I've not been in the industry. There's no other work that I can point to at the moment and go, we see that book or you see that thing over there, that movie, that whatever. There's nothing. So I got to get you guys in. You got to read the comic. You got to enjoy the comic. And then I got to provide you another comic in a reasonable amount of time frame where you can go, okay, well, that was good. There's another one coming out in 3-4 months, right? Because I could wait a year, but then you guys might be like, man, that's fucking too long. Like his comic was okay. It's nothing special, but 3 months, I pick it up. A year, I forgot about it already. I don't want to be coming back in a year to launch another book and you guys going, oh man, I forgot all about that. Oh yeah, that's right. That Tony guy exists. Right? So I want to make sure that that's why we've been doing these Frogman Fridays. It's because we talked about the comic. I want to make sure each and every week that we're giving you a little more information, or at least keeping it in your mind. It's fresh. Even if we got to rehash things that we've talked about, even if we have to mumble and jumble through things like an Eric July, Mushmouth. But as long as you guys are thinking about Frogman every week, at least once a week, you're getting a little reminder. It exists. It's coming out. It's coming soon. Don't worry. And after it launches, we're going to continue doing the same thing. So again, because holding your attention, right? We're not manga. Manga can come out every fucking week. That's how it sells. That's how it gets people's attention. Kids read it, and every week they're reading that shit. Webtoons, same way, right? It comes out on a regular schedule, fast. People are reading it, consuming it, and moving on to more and more, right? Because we are in a generation, a lifetime, whatever you want to fucking call this, an era in which people consume a lot more fucking media, right? This isn't like back in the old days in the 40s, you buy a comic and you held on to that thing because you're going to read this like 10 times because you can only afford one comic every 3 months, right? Because you're eating dirt and you go to fucking work at 3 years old, right? We're in a situation where people got fucking access. And we were talking about this the other day when I was interviewing Old Man Ruckus, right? It's like there's so many options for fucking entertainment, for media and everything, right? If we're not constantly coming out with things to get people interested, right? They're going to move on to something else. They're going to say, hey, well, there's video games, there's other movies, there's other cartoons, TV shows, this, that, and the other. And then we just get lost in the shuffle. So I'm going to grab your attention, and then I want to hold your attention and keep you coming back week after week. And hopefully, when we get the comics rolling, a couple months after a couple months, and then we increase that. We get the speed going, and then boom, boom, we're off to the races. Make an audio version of the comic with TJ and Finbar taking turns of reading or playing different characters. I'd buy that.
But fuck the two Latino guys though, because their voices aren't any good.
A radio show. What they used to do.
I do love how
Video
she completely
show.
cuts me out of the deal. Like, you know, Finbar and TJ, sexy voices. Put them on the audio comic. Tony, you and Potion stay far away from the audio comic.
What's wrong with my voice?
I don't know. She didn't include you, so
She's like,
I'm right there with you.
she's like, you two turn around and get back over that fucking border.
It says tell two friends, and then they'll tell two friends, and that's like 10 people right there. Exactly. You should order something in so you can hang out with us always. Right. Now, Potion surrounded by pussies. Tony by pussy. Okay. Better send me a gem mint copy so I can get it graded.
Well,
We'll
buy
deliver
it.
it.
Buy it then. Buy it and we'll send it. That's how it works.
Would that be a good gimmick? Would you guys think there's a good gimmick if we made like a fucking ridiculous amount? Let's say far-fetched amount. We make $200,000 in a campaign, right? Would you think that it'd be fucking cool? Say, hey, if we make 200,000, we'll randomly select somebody, and the four of us will show up to hand deliver a fucking copy of the comic.
It depends who it is. If it's like Eric July, I don't think that'd be a good idea. We'll get held out.
Well, hopefully Eric. Well, not hopefully. I think hopefully he does buy the comic, but I don't think he is. But that'd be nice. That'd be pretty fucking.
I'm kind of hoping he's going to fully fund it like he did that other guy. We won't be refunding it like that guy did.
Yeah, I was almost tempted to start a Kickstarter and then harass Eric July until he like threw money at me.
Till they chuck money at you. Yeah.
Yeah, until he looked at it like, oh, you got a Kickstarter? You ain't got no fucking people. Here's $5,000. Now just shut up. Like, okay, Eric. Take your money, whatever.
We can use that as an option.
Yeah.
Backup plan.
Zombie Boy says that sounds like a comic adventure in itself. I'll call the HOA on you if you come by my store stuff. Well, okay, never mind. So yeah, that's all we want to talk about. We want to get that fan art out. Make sure you guys are aware that we're working hard. Little setbacks with Finbar. I don't know if you guys noticed, but apparently, like World War III might be kicking off, and with Finbar's job and my job, we might be a little busy. I don't know why we lost Finbar. What the hell happened?
I don't want you to think that was related to what you were talking about just now.
And Finbar's case hardly working. Yeah, so there might be I want to be transparent, right? I don't want to lie to you guys. I want to make sure you guys are in the know. So again, we're shooting for July launch of the campaign. But should world events take a turn, we might have to delay. Delay the book is what I say. Yeah. Because again, I want to make sure that it's completely done. I don't want to take money. Because again, I was talking to these guys and go, well, we could potentially still launch without a finished product. But if something should happen then we'd really be fucked, right? World War III happened in WCW. Yeah. So who knows? They might run out of printing ink, right? It might be one of those like restricted commodities. Can you imagine that? Or paper.
No,
I wonder.
agree. I was always sort of down to go when we had a finished product, like completely finished, because that's what we spent all those years complaining about and Amico about.
Yeah.
So I just had this romantic idea in my head that we launch on July 5th because it was July. And that was coming from me. I actually quite like Eric July. So
Now you can draw Frogman punching Putin like Camp in World War II.
no comment.
How many pages are left to draw?
We won't.
fair
We'll,
bit.
not, we'll yeah, we'll.
We're
We'll keep
working
that
on it.
private in a minute.
Yeah. Lost my train of thought. What the fuck was I gonna say?
Transparency. You were talking about transparency.
Yeah, transparency. Delaying the book. Something might happen. Yeah. So again, if something happens, I don't want us to take money and then something happens and then not be able to deliver a product. It's always bad. So I'd rather push it back, delay it, the launch, and then. But this year should be definitely. Should. Unless World War III happens and then kind of out of luck. But I remember what I was going to say.
Let's be honest. If
don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt because I'll forget again. Forget. What I was going to say was, how you can get those like custom toilet papers, right? Like they'll print out like someone's picture or something. Like, do you think it's possible? Like we could like scan pages of ISOM and then get it printed out on toilet paper?
Was that really important to you?
No, it wasn't important, but that was what I was thinking, and I was going to forget again. I said the thing about paper shortage, and then I was like, toilet paper. Like my brain works weird that way. I'm ready to buy a shirt, but is there going to be a new variation of Wizard Circle? Oh yeah, that's right. See,
Wizard does have the high definition files. He is working on it. Hopefully.
No. He's not working on it.
Okay, he's not working on it. I did give him the high definition files though, so
he's not working on it now.
Okay.
I took him off the job.
Did you put him on a different job?
Yeah, the blow variety. He finished.
Oh yeah, nice. I like that. That's nice.
Yeah.
Because it's the same as his symbol. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same colors.
Okay. Same color scheme, and it's like a blue frog inside a white circle with a blue circle. And it's like a blue frog inside a white circle with a blue circle.
So the white won't be the white inside the circle won't be transparent. That'll be printed on, right?
You know what? I didn't check. That's a good question. Right.
That's not transparent, is it? Wizard.
Suddenly, Wizard goes quiet.
I like it though.
You know what? I can check right now. He sent me the file. Let me see what it is. No, it looks like the white is the circle is white.
Yeah. When we needed a serious answer,
Yeah, he just fucks off, right?
No, he says the white isn't trans, it's cis.
Yeah, the white is there. And everything else.
Yeah,
is,
I like that. I like it. I like how you've also outlined the logo, the title logo as well, so that it will show up on a black t-shirt a bit better as well. It'll pop.
Yeah,
it's nice.
What about old Wizard Twist? How much did you promise him?
I just promised him a hand job. Not from me though. From Potion.
I have arthritis, but I'll do my best.
Just use your mouth.
Okay.
Have you ever seen someone with arthritis where their knuckles are really big? It's like rib for your pleasure. Bonus. Someone also sent me this. I don't know why, but they sent me this. So this is probably a more accurate version of nouns.
What are you going to do with this?
I'm not going to do nothing. They just sent me. They're like, hey, did you see Renown's? This is when he sits down. He's like standing up. He looks all buff. Like when he sits down. That's how it looks.
I thought you were going to put it on a mug or something.
I don't put everything on a mug. Jesus Christ. How many mugs do you think I'm going to sell? Though we have sold a fair bit of mugs, to be honest. $200 worth profit, which I did generously donate, not to pat myself on the back, but to Autism New Jersey to help the autistic kids.
Good on you, Tony.
Sturgis doesn't look like that one bit. Sturgis bait. I was promised, and I quote, "I'll kill you last." Is this true?
Hey, wizard. Remember when I told you I'd kill you last? I lied.
Why? What's that from?
It was from Commando. Is it Commando? What's the one where his daughter gets kidnapped?
True Lies?
Commando. Sure it is. Do you remember it was that little guy, the little guy that was hitting on the girl, and he's like, he's telling the girl to pretend to flirt with him, and then she just fucks him off in the end, and he goes, "You fucking whore."
He says, "Yes,
Do you
Commando."
remember it? Commando, yeah.
Why was the train banned from events? It was a steampunk.
But you got a sound effect.
I don't get it. I'm gonna have to ask you to explain this joke to me, somebody.
Steam train, steampunk,
But why would it be banned?
because it was a punk. He's a retard, Snowman.
No. Punks
There's no
aren't
opening.
banned from
Why would
events. It's not like they're like, hey,
At the event.
No, but he means punk in the elderly person sense. You punk! Get out of here, you goddamn punk!
I guess. I think that's a stretch.
I thought it was funny, Snowman. Fuck him.
Snowman must be a female. Are you a female? Because that would make sense. He's not funny. Is EVS not a punk? Got him. Are you an
He's
artist? I'm not an artist. I'm the only not artist. TJ, who,
Tony is. No, Tony is. I can show you some Tony's artwork if you like.
no, you can't. If you like to live, I'm not an artist at all. I'm a writer. I'm an idea guy. I'm a troll. We do a little bit of trolling. But Finbar and Potion, everybody else is an artist. He got hair like one. What? It was because the rapist train possessed a dinosaur. What's with you guys in your fucking dinosaur ghost train rape? The weirdest concept I've ever seen.
No, it was Dino
well-
Rape Train.
Punkface says, "Well, your frogs are cute." Well, thank you.
Thanks.
They're AI, my frogs.
I thought you meant the frogs and the.
No, you already got one. You got Summer Swan. Don't be hitting on Punkface.
You already got one. Fucking hell.
You already got a fucking groupie.
We're standing here with fishing rods.
I thought we were just calling dibs. Because, Anyway, that's about it for the comic. So, if you came for that, and you don't want to stay for Eric July detracting, then I guess you guys can leave.
Well,
We do have some Vito detracting. If you're a detractor of Vito, you're gonna love this because
I'm gonna have to, as much as I'd love to detract Vito, I'm gonna have to follow TG out the door. I hope he comes back. So I'm gonna bid you gentlemen a good night.
All right, see you later, Finbar. Enjoy
Catch you
your
later, Potion.
life.
And if TG comes
Adieu.
back, tell him I said good night. Oh no, he's here. He's gonna lock till the internet comes back. All right, I'll catch you later, guys.
no, take it easy. Detracting is hella fun. All right. So let's start with the chain. All right. So Vito comedy here. He put out this tweet Says, you know what? It's got to show more. Fuck. Stop making long tweets.
Super
Says in a
long.
world, in a world with some small respect for journalistic ethics, outlets would be willing to do the barest amount of research before making the baseless claim that a small consultancy firm forced Niantic to change the Pokemon Go character models. It took me 5 minutes to discover what GamerX actually did for Niantic, leading small group discussions on respecting gender identity in the workplace back in 2019. But hey, I'm already seeing YouTubers running wild with this story. Making shit up for profit is fun. Okay. Here's the thing. Vito would have a fucking point, right? I would have agreed, I would have liked, I would have shared this tweet if he simply would have said, hey, this happened. They Gamer X, game, whatever the fuck this shit is, Gamer. They didn't talk to them recently. The time they talked to them was in 2019. So this change has nothing to do with them because they haven't consulted with the company in 3 years, 4 years. What the fuck? 5 years? 5 years. Damn. Right? It's been 5 years since they've consulted with the company. So clearly, it's not GamerX. It could be another company. It could be an internal decision. It could be a Nintendo decision. But whatever it is, it's not them simply because the time frame doesn't match up. But all the other shit he adds in there, right? So this is the article that he's on. From future game releases. I don't know if they're a big site. I've never heard of this site, right? It says Niantic and GamerX may be the reason behind the gender erasure in Pokemon Go. Well, he said may, right? And then this says Niantic Lambs, thank you for your amazing conversation on gender identity and inclusive language in the workplace from October of 2019. Hold on a second. Do Japanese companies use the American version of time or the European version of time?
What do you mean that you're?
Well, because it doesn't say April. Okay, see how it says 23 October 19? So it could be the 23rd of October 2019, or it could be 2023 October 19.
I'm not sure.
Because see, on these tweets, it says April 19, 2024. It says the whole thing. Why are these tweets have this weird, not full date, right?
So you're thinking it just might be from last year?
Could be. You know what? Let's do some investigating. You know, it's GamerX. Why would I open up my fucking Twitter? Do I see fucking Saggy Melons? She's on my fucking homepage.
You've been on it all day.
Enjoy touching grass, deuces.
Yeah, that's the one that I saw.
Come on. What is their handle? Okay, GamerX is their handle. So he says that's from 2019. See, because I'm looking at the tweets and it's showing the full November 25th, 2023 type language, and not the shit that Vito posted. Again, it was really weird that the way that time was timed, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that. So this is Niantic Lambs quoting Gamer. I know what I can do. I use the search function because I'm retarded. Do you think they deleted tweets? Let's get really conspiratorial. That'll get Vito in here. Actually, Vito. You're wrong because they're lizard people. And lizard people don't want sexy females.
It turns them into stone.
All right. So I'm looking 2019. Yeah, okay, it's 2019. See, it's October 23rd, 2019. Again,
5
fucking
years.
weird. I have no fucking clue why his screenshot is where he got these fucking screenshot from.
Some response said that it might be the mobile version compared to the desktop version.
Maybe. I don't use mobile. I use the desktop. Like I go into Google and I go to fucking Twitter. I don't have like the app, so maybe that's why I'm not used to seeing that. Anyway, so quote tweeted him. I said, "Team Guy Vito always with the hot team plays." That's it. I was making a joke, guys. I made a simple joke. But of course, bring George Gatsis. No. You can't detract on Vito. We got him. We gotta be equal opportunity detractors. So Vito says, Team Guy Vito demands actual evidence. Okay, needs actual evidence. I said, like the email Dick received. Vito says, from who? Said, ask Dick. I'm not outing the person so your lefty buddies can harass him. I mean, the whole email says, if people find out what I'm saying, then they'll drive me out of the industry and my family will starve to death and we'll all fucking die in a gutter. And Vito's like, well, I need the guy's name. I need you to publicly put that guy's name on the Twitter. Vito, come on. And then he says, and what did the email say? I said, Vito, you commented on my video where I read the email. Acting like you don't know what's in the email. And then he goes, notice he doesn't mention any specific examples or something he saw happen. Sounds like pure speculation. Vito, before I posted this, you didn't know what the email said. Why didn't you what we could skip all the foreplay, right? Just say, hey, I read that email. I don't believe it because it blah, 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 whatever reason, right? This is what pisses me off. Like, once I mention the email, you don't have to play these little fucking from who? What did it say? Tell me more. Like, you fucking know. Let's stop playing games.
Tony, he's playing the audience, man. That's what he's doing. He's doing it for the audience.
I don't know if he is. I hope fucking well this pissed off Dick.
He's building up the story.
He says, notice it doesn't have anything specific. I said, if he mentions specifics, it would be easy to out him. Use your brain. Could you imagine if he goes, yeah, so specifically, I was working at this specific company on this specific game where this specific thing was changed by this evil outside company. Oh, now you figured out because there's only 12 of us that work here on this project at this time on this fucking particular issue, and I'm the only male. Oh, shit. Now I'm out of a job and I'm dead in the gutter with my family. Good job, Vito. He literally says, if you don't have enthusiasm for these changes, for these fucking political agendas, they get rid of you. Not being enthusiastic, just being okay, just saying, okay, whatever, right? That's not good enough. You have to be a cheerleader for these things. And you think the guy is going to be able to point out an example without fucking outing himself? Without people figuring out, oh, it was him. You don't think they're going to go, oh, so which one of the 12 of you talked to the media and said these things? Fucking swear to God. That's why he's a team guy. And remember, Dick Masterson is literally his co-host. He's literally saying that, oh, I guess my co-host is lying. That's fake email. It's not real. And so, of course, he gets into it with Dick over it. So we're going to show that. Why is Dick posting all these Miss Piggy gifts? I feel like I'm missing something. Right? Something about Miss Piggy. Why?
Who's posting them?
Dick Masterson's posting a bunch of Miss Piggy memes. All right, so he says, this is Vito's response to an insider AAA studio game dev who wrote me an in-depth email explaining how woke and DEI shit has ruined gaming and all the factors involved in the gradual takeover. Sounds like speculation, quote unquote. Vito says, send me the email. Why? You'll just nitpick it, replies Dick Masterson. It doesn't make any specific allegations as far as I saw. It's all just the same basic bitch speculation everybody else is engaging in. To which Dick replies, so why do you want the email? Vito saw I showed the email. Everything other than the person's name and the email address was shown to everybody who watched that video, including Vito, who commented on the video and then commented on the thread in which we talked about the video. So hopefully tonight on the biggest problem in the universe, they get this sorted out. And if they fight and the show ends, it wasn't my fault. And don't blame me. That's what I'm saying.
Punkface says that Gary Neurotic's wife was compared to Piggy.
Oh, that's
is she heavy? Because that is pretty skinny, right?
She is a bigger lady of the white complexion.
I like him pretty big. Not pretty big. I like him thick. Thick in the right places, you know. But if they're like not that,
like I don't know what's the correct answer. Let me see. I will bring up
if she's sloppy, then that's messed up.
Where is Ripoffverse? So Ripoffverse, our buddy. We got 47 people watching on X. Shout out to the X people. Shout out. All right, so this is the they posted this, by the way. So just remember that. This was posted by Carolyn. Gary and his angels. It's got Carolyn, Gary's wife, X-Ray girl, and obviously Gary. Who's looking a little
healthy.
fat.
Healthy.
But as I say, like dad bod, middle-aged man. So Ripoffverse, he posted where's the no, that's not it. I don't know what that's what he posted.
Oh shit.
That's it. That has set off a fucking chain of events, the likes of which you have not seen. Articles were written
going after his wife, and yeah, I see some articles, like what?
She looked like Miss Piggy on one specific picture. Who was fine? She was fine. Am I serious about what? Pink Bunny says their faces look alike. Well, here's the thing. If you actually look, and I know I'm being an asshole by saying this, he just replied, no words. You, the viewer, right? This is one of those, this is up to your interpretation. What is he saying with this? He could be just saying, hey, they got the same attitude. That's the attitude that she's exuding, the Miss Piggy, mean, fierce, but confident attitude, right? Miss Piggy's an icon. Everyone just seems to think, oh, he's calling her fat. Now, if she was skinny, would you assume that she was being called fat because Miss Piggy's next to her? Or perhaps because she does resemble Miss Piggy in this picture. It's almost like bullseye. You can't deny it, and that's why everyone's upset. Right?
Yeah, I think it's that one there.
It's like a guy who's missing an eye, and everyone just pretends not to talk about don't talk about Joe's missing eye, and then someone's like, that guy's missing an eye. And you're like, oh fuck, dude, why would you do that? We all been pretending like he's got two eyes. You can't just come out and point to the fucking missing eye. Miss Piggy isn't fat, and the wife's body isn't either. I think that's him.
Yeah, I don't think she's I wouldn't consider her fat. Like when I consider people fat, I consider them like sloppy, like Boogie. Like he's fat, he's all sloppy. But anybody that's just a little more chunky or rounded, I don't want to say fat.
So people are offended because they think it's true. Yeah, because they are projecting that on it. Right? Gary's been making fun of fat women or making fit women fat on his thumbnails. Yeah, you're fat.
Well, he definitely,
Miss
he definitely
Piggy
does. So yeah,
I will say, Miss Piggy, depending on because the Muppets have changed over the years, right?
Yeah.
There's been tweaks. So I think some of the older versions of her is a little more fat, and I think they've slimmed her down in recent years. All the Pig Muppets look similar, except for that one. There's like one Pig Muppet that they made like specifically to be like quote unquote sexy.
Well, I can't tell if she's fat from that picture where she's doing the pose. I mean, she has thick legs, but I don't consider someone who has who's curvy fat.
Yeah, I haven't seen, other than that picture, I haven't seen Gary's wife. But
Yeah,
apparently this
too.
is
I don't know her besides that picture that I saw.
This is set off a cavalcade of fucking things. Don't go after people's families. Certain things are off limits.
I saw that. I saw that on Twitter, and I was like, I didn't want to jump into that shit.
Yeah, I haven't really jumped into this shit either. I was just like, oh, okay, But hey, that's where we're at. Remember, it's okay to go after people's families if they're celebrities, and it's okay to go after people's families if you don't like them. But the second that it's a person you like, that's when the issue happens. Right? All right. Sometimes. So Eric July made a video called "The One Thing We Forgot About." I think you forgot about a lot of things, Eric, including a story with your comic book, not using 3D assets, taking criticism. But let's see, what's the one thing we forgot about?
With entertainment, no matter the industry, we are always comparing eras. Oftentimes, it's due to reminiscence.
Did he say eras?
I don't know what he said. Ears or errors?
He says we're always comparing errors. I think he meant eras.
Entertainment, no matter the industry, we are always comparing eras. Oftentimes, it's due to reminiscing about better times.
Yeah, eras. ERA is eras. It's not eras. Fucking this guy. I swear to God. How is this guy considered intelligent? One of the things people look at is how you speak, whether you speak clearly, whether you enunciate, whether you actually pronounce words correctly. Mispronouncing single syllable words or mispronouncing common words is usually a sign of being a fucking retard. Okay? That's literally what fucking you go to school and they read cat, dog, bus, house, pig, ball, and if you mispronounce one of those, they go, you're fucking retarded, and you go in the retard class. Right? You think that they're trying to teach you words, but actually they're trying to figure out if you're fucking retarded. Oh, if you can't say this basic word, go over there.
You're trying to put you in the special classes?
Yeah.
They're trying to weed you out?
Exactly. Why do you think they go, hey, count to 10? They don't really use it's not like it's not hard, right? Like when you're in kindergarten, it's not hard to count to 10. They're not actually trying to, we got to make sure. No, they're like, one of you is retarded. So everyone count to 10. And the guy that's struggling, oh, you fucker, you stopped at 6, retard class. You counted 4 twice, retard class. Back in the old days, it would just be like vocational school. Like, oh, you're going to actual school and you go to vocational school and you learn a trade. By you did. English is a second language. Read business. She says. Smart people always talk about how dumb others are. It's true. Look, Pink Bunny, I'm annoyed by Eric, okay? And also, I have to be entertaining. I don't know. Why do people like, hey, I want you to detract on Eric, but also don't
be too
mention
mean.
that he's dumb. Don't be too mean. Don't mention he's dumb. Don't talk about how you're smarter than him. Put yourselves on equal levels, but also make it entertaining and interesting. He has a list every now and then. This is actually true, though. Trade is the better path, at least now.
Golden eras, if you will. But there's
golden errors. See, even fucking AI, who does the fucking transcript, like, he said errors.
There's one thing that I believe gets missed when we make these comparisons. It's not about whether or not it's fair or unfair. I just think it's something that's forgotten and taken for granted by both creators and customers, and it's nobody's fault. And what that is
the audio not synced up properly? Or is it because of the quality?
Is anticipation. It's not to say that it doesn't.
No, like the audio is like off by like a half a second, isn't it? Am I just that autistic? Bueller?
I'm trying to see, but you have it on pause.
All right, I'm going to rewind it. Look at his mouth and listen to the words coming out of his mouth. They don't seem to match.
His fault. And what that is anticipation. It's not to say that it doesn't exist.
You're autistic, man.
What?
You're autistic and retarded at the same time.
No, I think it's like a half a second, because that happens on like Netflix sometimes, where like the words are like, you can see his mouth moving and then like the words come later. It's like watching an old cry. I swear to God, like look at his mouth. Like he's not making the motions that he should be for the words that are being sent to my ears. I said I didn't say I wanted you to detract or any of those other conditions. Well, the rest of the 91 people here do. Pink.
Say that it's simply not the same as it was in years past. Most of this is simply due to technology changes. How we consume media has fundamentally changed with the growth of the internet. And whether we realize it or not, this has changed our experience as well as it became so central to our lives. I think what's happened is that now we've gone over a decade with it being so crucial that we forgot what it was like when it wasn't. I'll give you.
Forgot what was like. What the fuck did he just say? I was lost.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what this video's about, man.
All right, let me rewind this. I must have missed something somewhere. What that is anticipation. Okay, so he's talking about we lost anticipation. Eric, you fucking retard. Literally, a Star Wars movie fucking trailer will come out like months ahead. And there's anticipation for a movie. A Marvel movie gets announced at Comic-Con. And then there's anticipation for months and months before the movie trailer comes. And then there's anticipation for the movie after the trailer. What the fuck is he talking about? Anticipation has not gone away. In fact, it's probably worse. Because in old days, in the golden era, we would know a movie was coming out when it was literally like, it's in theaters now. Go see fucking Lethal Weapon, right? Now we hear months in advance, oh, Lethal Weapon 7 is in production. Lethal Weapon 7 has a new director. Like literally they're bombarding you with ways to anticipate something over and over again. Am I off base? Am I wrong? Oh, Angry Men still holds up. Shut this moron off. When it wasn't. Eric was a kid. Yeah. I'm just going to admit it. I'm a fat chick. Let's.
Yeah, no worries.
Worries? If it is, it's not. It's noticeable. I notice it. I can notice the fucking audio's off. I think whoever edited it, fucking shut up. Stop talking like a retard. Whoever made the video edits, fucking, I think they desynced the audio when he was putting in the clips.
Maybe.
I swear it's like a half a second. It's not like completely like an old fucking karate movie, but it's there. Stake my reputation on it. I'll bring in fucking experts, mouth fucking watchers, and like people that like, you're deaf. Yeah, we'll get Leo DS here to fucking
Count those
time it and
frames.
shit. Don't make me go to like a quarter speed and you can see like count the frames and shit.
Say that it doesn't exist. It's to say that it's simply not the same as it was in years past. Most of this is simply due to technology changes. How we consume media has fundamentally changed with the growth of the internet. And whether we realize it or not, this has changed our experience as well as it became so central to our lives. I think what's happened is that now we've gone over a decade with it being so crucial that we forgot what it was like when it wasn't. I'll give you an example, comics, and we can put the digital releases aside for now. But we used to learn about new comics and upcoming comics on the actual newsstand or by coming to the comic book shop.
By coming to the comic book shop. Well, see, I think, again, Eric, I think you're retarded. Because Eric's only 33, right? So Eric's not that old. So this whole idea of, back in my day, youngin, when I was reading comics, we didn't know what was coming out until we went to the fucking newsstand. Eric, you never went to the goddamn newsstand. You're 33. There probably wasn't a newsstand around when you were buying comic books. Probably went to the gas station, maybe a Walmart or a local grocery store. I know they had comics at my local grocery store or a comic book shop or like a corner store, right? Mom and pop. Maybe they had a spinner rack or two. But in the 90s, there were advertisements for other comics in the comics, you jackass. They would go, hey, by the way, check out this upcoming Spider-Man where fucking Venom shows up. Or, hey, check out the new Hulk that just came out, right? They literally, Marvel and DC, would advertise the other issues, the other books, maybe the major goings on. Like, oh, the upcoming, Thanos crossover. And they would advertise that shit in the comics. So you would learn about some of the comics, sure, when you went there and you go, oh, I didn't know this was coming out, right?
That goes with everything, though.
But the other stuff would be in there. And so you could anticipate, go, oh shit, this new Infinity War is coming out in 2 months. This new fucking Thanos saga is coming out in 3 months. Oh, Christmas is going to have a big Christmas event, right? Now, comics had ads saying, look out for the Batman in Detective Comics 27. That's how they advertised. Exactly. Back in the gap. Barnes and Nobles, yeah, bookstores. Bookstores were huge things in cities. Yeah, I remember when the Barnes and Nobles closed by me. Fucking sucked. It's not 1964. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's like got this weird mentality. Like, he acts like he was born in like the fucking 40s, but also he's a youngin. So it's just, I don't get it. I don't get it. He's cosplaying as a white geek. Like an old white geek, not even just a white geek, like an old fucking. Anticipation has nothing to do with anything, but that's what's missing. See, I didn't watch this video, but I have a feeling. It's my gut instinct, my otherworldly perception, my Tony from another universe crossing over and telling me that what's going to happen is Eric's going to say, hey, the reason that we don't tell you anything is so you can anticipate it, right? We could tell you all about our upcoming stuff, but then you're not going to anticipate the new releases. See? He's playing 4D chess with us. See, El Rufian agrees. It's a 10th off.
Oh my god.
There's lag. It's lag. If I edited, why do I sound weird? Why is it in my head me saying edited like I'm adding an extra fucking D in there? If I edited for him, I do small stuff like that to mess with people. It still sounds, when I say edited, it sounds like I'm like adding a like
Edited.
yeah, in my head. I'm here. Maybe I'm not saying it. Maybe it's just my fucking brain. He's cosplaying as EVS. Guy who likes Healy says, we had a major sketchy comic shop near my house. They would keep the lights off and use natural light through the windows to keep down cost. I would not go in there. It sounds like the bicycle shop from fucking Different Strokes. If you got that reference, good for you. Yeah, that's what it sounds like when I'm saying edited. There's like an extra edited. Shut up, guys. So everybody else fucking with me.
And browsing. Sure, there were previews and things like Wizard
Sure, there was things like Wizard Magazine and previews and ads, but see, what I'm saying is
Magazine in the early 90s, but that's far different from what we have right now. This made every new comic release almost an event.
what do we have right now, Eric? You don't have to go to the websites to look up. People are looking up what the new releases are, right? Because they want to know what they're going to spend their money on. They don't want to just blindly go to the comic shop and go, oh shit, I don't have enough money because I didn't anticipate there was going to be 3 or 4 other comics I wanted to buy.
Event of sorts. You weren't bombarded with information, and I think this made us more stoked for projects, even if they didn't turn out to be these legend.
No, again, Eric is confusing like causes and effect and the end results. Now we have so many events. Before, events were a event, right? It was a big deal. Infinity War, the Thanos quest, Secret Wars. There were less events. There was less huge crossover things. So when you had one, it was a big deal. This isn't an anticipation problem, Eric. This is an oversaturation of events because event comics sold more. So in order for comic book companies to increase sales, they increase the amount of events. So the problem is not what you're saying. It says you can read those magazines for free when you wait at the checkout. Yeah. 1-inch biceps. Who are you flirting with? Flirting with people. Brash box forever. Arnold and Willie, yeah. Don't. What I'm saying is, kids, don't trust the guy at the bicycle shop if he tells you to take off your shirt and take some pictures for him. That's all I'm saying. Get ready for the Rippaverse Fighting Dakuman event. Yeah. Remember, when media goes on VHS or pay-per-view, everywhere you go, there's advertising. Yeah, I remember, like even like a Ninja Turtle VHS. Like we'd go and rent a Ninja Turtle VHS cassette, and on the cassette there'd be ads for the toys and ads for like other VHS cassettes that you could buy. Like, oh, are you enjoying your Ninja Turtle Power of the Ooze?
Oh yeah, there was.
And like boom, they're like, you could also get these other ones, and you can get these toys, and you can go to Pizza Hut and get $5 off your pizza order if you say Raphael sucks.
It was just different because the internet wasn't, a big thing, or it was not a thing to, So they had to advertise differently, but there was always advertising for hype.
Yeah. Oh shit! It's laser time.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
It's good to be back. Detracting.
It was a synergy and cross advertisement. It was just different.
Yeah. But he's making it sound like there was no advertisement. It was like some golden era.
Yeah. He's still young yet. He was born like in the crossover. Not even
he
in
was born
crossover.
back in the gap.
After the crossover.
Tractors mount up. Yeah, I don't understand why. Who's he talking to? Is he like listening? He's just like fucking listening to Chuck Dixon. Like, oh, what was it like when you were young, Chuck? And just repeating Chuck's stories as if they're his own.
Wrong. I bet that's what it is. Or all the other comic book pros he's been talking to.
And Jurassic Park had a full week of advertising when it showed on CBS for the first time. TV was a huge place for him. Yeah, the Super Bowl. Every year, people would gather to watch the ads at the Super Bowl, right? You would get ads for new products. You'd get ads for new movies and stuff like that. New shows that were coming out. And again, that was done for anticipation. Advertising leads to anticipation. I don't see. Eric is confusing advertising something with they're holding your hand. See, when they advertise that there's going to be a crossover event with Batman, well, then you know it's going to be a crossover event, so you're not interested no more. Like, you just need to show up at the comic shop and be like, oh, shit, Batman's doing a crossover. Now I'm going to buy like 12 comics. No, Eric, no one does that shit. Okay? That makes no fucking sense. Like, you know what? Just don't tell anybody we're going to have a huge event where all the comics cross over, and then hopefully people just show up and they find out about it, and then they buy them all.
Cross our fingers.
Let's hope. You know what? Let's hide the books when they come into the comic shop. Hide all the books, and then they'll anticipate the next time they should.
That would really surprise them.
I lost. What the fuck? How do I lose the Big King? He's not even around. He doesn't have any mugs.
It is what it is.
Guys, I was robbed. I want to recount. What was it? What was the fucking Wiggle didn't tell me what was going on today because he knew that I would have took the 90-some people that are watching and we would have went over there and we would have voted for me. Must have. Hopefully it was close. If it wasn't close, I'm gonna be very fucking pissed. Let me see. JDA beat Vito. How did JDA beat Vito? Okay, this is just fucking bullshit now. At this point, they're like, oh, we don't want Vito to win because Vito's gonna like that. So Vito lost 41-58. I lost 49-50. Bullshit. I want to fucking recount. Fucking recount this shit. How? I demand to fucking that's recount numbers, right? That's like a fucking 49-50. No way. No way. I must have been winning. I'm not even gonna watch the stream, but I'm guessing I was winning. And they're like, "Hey, start voting for fucking Robert Kincaid because we don't want Tony to win." I can't afford to actually buy a red rocket to send them as a prize, so I'm gonna need you to vote for the guy who's a pedo that we're not actually gonna send anything to. So EVS versus Jesse still up, and Katie and Eric. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Stop the count. They stopped the count. That's what it was. It was not fucking 49-60. Those fucking numbers don't even work, James. Wiggle trying to wiggle out of legal action yet? Always. It's fucking bullshit. I'm very mad. But now I'm mad. You want me to be mad, James? You tell me shit like that, I'm mad. A TV station had segments during their TV programs advertising their content. Yeah. We were bombarded by it so hard. We have fucking Budweiser ingrained in our head with I Know What You Did Last Summer and Scary Movie. Fuck that. I have it ingrained in my head from all the frogs. Bud. Wise. There's so many ads. People use fucking Nostalgia Critic literally has a almost yearly thing where he like watches advertising from like the 80s and the 70s and stuff. Like the best ads. And there's so many classic ads that people talk about to this day. And again, anticipation, right? Fucking Star Wars, what was it? The Empire Strikes Back? It literally advertised that Han Solo was going to come back. Like they literally spoiled it. Like, hey, don't worry, Han Solo. I know he was dead in the last movie. He's coming back.
Yeah, the Budweiser was
Return of the Jedi.
I remember that.
Yeah, Return of the Jedi. That's the one. Not Empire. Empire's where he dies. And then they're like, "There's Return of the Jedi, by the way. Han Solo's back. Don't worry." Don't worry, Tony. You'll get the metaphorical detractor dildo. No, it's not the same. It's not the same. I think it was rigged. It was rigged. There was a 4 a.m. vote drop, definitely in that. I want to recount. What's the thing they hold where they like have a revote, like a referendum? I want a referendum on this whole system. I'm very upset. Can't even detract anymore. I don't even want to detract. I'm very upset.
Stories. Now, people know about everything that's released via the internet. I'm not referring to people being more informed about their purchases. I'm saying that the element of surprise isn't nearly as regular.
There was no element of surprise, you fucking jackass. No company is going to surprise you. You know what? One company did. I will admit, there was one company that surprised both retailers and consumers. You know what company that was, Ocean?
Sega Saturn.
Sega Saturn. And what happened when they did that, Ocean?
that shit bombed because nobody knew it was coming out.
Yeah.
No one
They said, hey, by the way,
anticipated
it's available now. And the retailers went, what do you mean it's available? We don't even have them in stock yet.
Not only that, the freaking developers, you know,
Yeah.
they didn't have time to
And the
make games
people,
for it.
you know, people didn't have time to save up their money or to tell their moms or dads to buy them the fucking Sega Saturn. Yeah, $199. Boom. Stop using big terms, Tony. Yeah, we need an audit and then a referendum. Okay. I want you guys to contact your local fucking congressman, your alderman, whoever you need to contact. Okay. We need Wiggles' whole system investigated. I want to know what's on those computers. Don't let somebody go seize the fucking computers. Okay, go to fucking Wiggles' house.
We need those
seize
hard
his
drives.
computer. And we need the hard drives. I need you to get the systems before he erases all that data. Because guys,
Oh, I
this
wouldn't
shit
want to
was
see
wild.
what's in this hard drive.
Say the word product. Product. You gotta have that T.
Product. PRAHDUCT.
Game Informer had magazines every month with gaming news. I remember reading about Assassin's Creed 3 before the trailer was out. I still might have them. Yeah, I have a whole fucking stack of Game Informers. That literally, you go buy a game, you get the little fucking subscription, they mail it to your house, and they go, hey, here's all these upcoming games. Fucking every year, around Christmas, the Sears catalog, this is from the 80s, right? Sears catalog would come out with all the new fucking toys and products and everything.
That was
So
a big thing.
excited.
That was huge.
Yeah. Tony demands neutral vote monitoring. I do. There wasn't a single member of the fucking Tony channel, not a single Tony channel member was there to count the vote alongside Wiggles' vote counters. I think there was some hanging chads. Definitely some hanging chads on those votes.
Yeah,
And I think some of the older people were confused. It was a confusing ballot. Some of the older people thought they were circling the bubble that went to me. It was actually the bubble that went to Vic Kincaid. They were confused. I want a fucking reboot.
Stop the steal.
Yeah, stop. This is a steal.
This is a steal, yeah. One vote.
Those brainlets are so dumb. You had Tony there explaining English terminology and definitions of words to DG. Yeah, DG, Dark Gift, and I know we're detracting, but Dark Gift was literally arguing with me over what it means to be a Puritan. He's like, no, see, you guys are the Puritans because you're doing a purity test. I'm like, that's not what it fucking means. It's like, that's what it comes. No, like, no. Being Puritans is fucking, it's a term for some English people from way back in the gap, right? And they're Puritans are against things like degeneracy, right? And so if you're against pedo jokes would be degeneracy. You would be
Puritans are
Puritans.
against artistic expression involving sexuality and shit.
He's like puritanical. Someone tried to tell me, he's like, well, actually, that came from something Razorfist said. I'm like, no, it's not. You fucking retard.
Like I said, he came up with the phrase.
He also said, well, it's mob mentality. See, I made a comment and then someone didn't like what I said. And then another guy chimed in and mob mentality. I'm like, so what you're saying is if a bunch of people disagree with you, that's a mob mentality? Those people didn't independently decide that you were wrong. They all came together like in a group and just decided to fuck with you. He didn't have an answer for that. He said that if he disagrees with something and then someone mocked him because they were coming, that means they're coming at him. So people are not allowed to mock you. It's okay for you to make jokes on people, but the second they mock you, now they're coming at you, right? And that's not allowed.
Too much FNT brain rot is what I say. That's what.
And then the best one was he goes, well, no one actually said, Katie was a this or Vito was that. I said, but you guys implied things, right? He goes, well, they're jokes. I said, but if you implied things and you knew they weren't true or you didn't believe they were true, then that's wrong, right? He goes, well yeah. Like, so when your friends imply things about Vito and them, that's wrong. He's like, well, see, you're not understanding. See, I'm like, no. We just agreed that you can't imply things about people that's not true because that's wrong. But of course, it only applies to when people imply things about them, right? So if someone implied in a joking manner that they knew that Vic King was a pedo. That's bad. Don't do that. Oh shit. Oh, terrible. But it's okay to imply that Vito's a pedo. It's okay to imply Katie does bad things. You know, it's okay to imply things about me or things about TJ or things about Finbar. But the second anyone implies something about them, oh shit, that's not good, guys. No. And he literally said that Pete Callan and other people in CG were scared of the purity test, and so they didn't actually believe things that they were saying. They were just going after Dark Gift because they were scared that people would come after them. I mean, we're these new people in CG are like fucking boogeymen, right? They're all the evils that you can think of. Anything that's wrong, or anytime someone disagrees. No, see, those are the new CG. They're the puritanical new CG. That's why they disagree with me. Maybe there's just a bunch of people that are new and they see that you're being a jackass and they're calling you out for being a jackass. How's that sound? But Tony, the problem is you have not reached their positions. They already have through reason and rationale. Yeah. None of them have answers when challenged the slipperiness. Word cucks. Yeah. Then they try to go, well, Tony, you're playing semantics. I'm like, no, I'm saying the definitions of the words and you're using them fucking wrong, right? You can't just use words any way you want. Certain individuals. Yeah, someone tried to say, well, Eric July didn't say that thing. I'm like, he literally repeated, so I hear one of my detractors likes to do blah, 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 right? I'm like, that's literally
Double speak. That's what they do.
I was like, so I can say I heard that Dark Gift is a rapist, right? Because I didn't say it. I just heard that. He said, well, no, that's not good. Like, exactly, it's not fucking good. So just go around saying shit. My God, Eric doesn't change. It's funny. Right, let's get back to this video. We're forgetting about anticipation. You know why? See, Eric's right. You guys are used to being force-fed, spoon-fed videos, right? People would just play the video, you'd watch them and consume them, and then someone would say something. What I do is when I stop the video and go off on a tangent for minutes on end, I'm building anticipation for the rest of the video. You're welcome. You're welcome.
People often know what books they're going to get before they arrive at the comic book shop. Hell,
yeah, I don't understand why you think that's a bad thing. I don't know what's in the book, but I kind of know which ones I want to buy before I get there. So I can plan. I have the money ready. I make sure I put some money to the side.
Sometimes entire books get leaked. Now, there's far less conversation about.
Okay, see, books getting leaked, that's like a whole different. That has nothing. He just brings things in that have nothing to do with it to try to prove a point.
Fan theories, which used to be a really fun part.
There's still conversations about fan theories. There's no conversation about fan theories about your comic book because your comic books suck. Okay? Everything is a fan theory. There's everything. That's the problem. There's too much to theorize about because you don't know shit. Batman's first fucking appearance, literally within the first 3 panels, they tell you everything. Batman's parents died. He traveled the world to learn karate. He now fights crime. And then he had a 6-panel adventure. That was it. And in those fucking 3 first panels, you learn more about Batman than in fucking 100 pages of Isom. Okay? Eric July is a bad fucking writer. And people who think he's not need to get their fucking head examined. Okay?
Part of it. It's far more reactionary now. It's like many entertainment companies don't even consider the anticipation element as part of their marketing. It's more about trying to.
All they do is consider the anticipation element in their marketing. Why do you think they market things way in advance? Watch out in June because Spider-Man's turning into fucking Doc Ock. And the parents go, oh, Superior Spider-Man's coming out? What's that? Oh no. Who dies in Batman? Find out this October in Batman Super Long Halloween fucking Electric Boogaloo, right? And everyone's like, oh shit, I can't wait till October. They do this shit all the time, Eric. What world does he fucking live in? Does he live in a different world from me? Because if that's the case, then I'm sorry, Eric. I apologize. If you live in this world,
comics.
Yeah, if you live in this fucking world, That shit way in advance. They tell you about the summer events in spring, right? They tell you about the fucking fall events in summer. They give you the next, like, this is the thing. And it's not like, hey, here's the fucking script or here's exactly what's happening. They just kind of leak a little bit. They go, sometimes it's just an image, right? An image of, say, the gauntlet and a shadow of Thanos, and go, coming fall 2025. And you're like, oh, what's this? This looks interesting. Thanos coming back? Infinity Gauntlet. Where's this going? And then over the next couple of months, then they give you a little bit more and they tease you a little bit more with that, right? And eventually they'll tell you like the name of the event or something. But this shit still happens. So the fact that you don't think it happens is really fucking. Do you send someone else? Does he just have a guy? Is there like a little fucking. Who the fuck was that guy that used to hold P. Diddy's umbrella? Did you hire him to like go pick up your comic books and shit? That's why you don't know what's going on. Does Eric just pull out? Like, whenever you see an ad, Eric's like, oh, what's this ad in the comic? Just like rips that page out. That's why he doesn't realize what's going on.
To appease the lowest common denominator.
Guys, they just want to appease the lowest common denominator. And his editor just happened to put a picture of Miles Morales in the video.
Of course. His grudge against Miles Morales, even though Isom looks like him.
Eric doesn't realize the slow burn type of comic storytelling is side effects of comics being collected in trades. A 2-issue story arc is spread over 6. It's not ideal comic writing. Yeah, he also doesn't understand, right? So you can have a slow burn, and we said this before. If he took Isom 1 and cut that up into 5 comics, and those 5 comics came out, once a month. If he went every month, you got a new comic that was like 20 pages. Then at least you go, okay, you got a little bit of story. Oh, now you're waiting for the next part. You got a little bit more. You're waiting for the next part, right? And you're building up that slow burn. But when you have 100 pages and you're reading 100 pages all at once, it's like an extra slow burn. It's like it's amplified in a way, right? It's like every flaw, every extra stretched out panel, every slow pacing. The pacing seems slower because it's just not there, right? That's not the story I wanted to tell, Tony. More pages equal more better. Miss Marvel was advertised to die, then the Avengers mourned her and her rebirth as a mutant, all before the Death comic even came out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
They want to build hype. They want to build anticipation.
With the shortest attention span through information overloading. The conversation went from...
So we went from they're not telling you anything to now they're giving you information overload. Does he know what anticipation means?
This is just him justifying.
Exactly, TJ.
Exactly. Maybe he doesn't know what that word means.
Explaining what his stories are. He's giving you information overload.
Yeah, because going to the comic shop and just finding something is not anticipation. That's actually the opposite of anticipation. You didn't anticipate anything, right? You went there and you were surprised. That's called surprising you, Aaron. Oh, I went to the comic shop. I didn't know this was coming out. Surprise, I got it because it looked good, right? Anticipation is advertising in a time frame in which now you have to wait for your product, which is exactly what you described as information overload.
What do you think is going to happen next? To, I know exactly what's going to happen, and I just like or dislike it. The conversation and
well, see again, now you have a different conversation because you can spoil something, and again, this is for non-retarded people, right? Non-retarded people don't mind spoilers as much as retarded people because, like, if I tell you, oh, by the way, Zod dies at the end of Superman, right? Non-retarded people go, oh, fuck, how does he die? I want to know. I got to get to I got to watch Superman now because Zod's going to die, and I got to see how they kill him, right? How do they fucking kill Zod? I wonder if they use kryptonite? Does Superman fucking punch a hole in his chest? Huh? Does Gyra twist his dick off? What's going on? How does Zod die? Whereas a non-retarded person goes, oh, now I know Zod died. I don't want to watch it. Right? Retarded people, if you tell them something, it ruins it for them.
That's gonna be
Titanic was completely spoiled in the trailer and still became one of the highest grossing movies. I think Titanic was spoiled in the name when they go
Even before the movie came out.
I think it's gonna sink. What are you talking about, Eric? Yeah, exactly. Did you see Eric's Riponomics video? He doesn't understand how $5 comics are profitable and says nothing about Spawn. I haven't seen that.
Oh God, we should check that out.
Exceed expectation. Exactly. It's crazy to say ISOM had so many pages. I only remember like 5. And all of them had the truck on it, right? It's like all 5 pages of the truck. It depends on how big the spoiler. Well, I mean, if you spoil the entire thing, like fucking word for word of an entire book, then yeah. Or if like you spoil, you know, the twist, right? Like, oh, this is the thing you're not going to see coming at the end of Shutter Island. Spoiler alert, at the end of Shutter Island, he's completely sane, but he doesn't want to live with all the memories of having killed his wife because she killed their kids. So he's pretending like he's insane. So they fucking rip his brain out, and then he just becomes like a retard. Spoiler. Spoiler, Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn.
Enthusiasm is much different now. I encourage you guys to go look at the audience anticipation and reaction in the early 80s to like Return of the Jedi and Star Wars.
Eric, literally The Force Awakens had a huge opening. People were lined up. The reason, see, again, you're not talking about anticipation. What you're talking about is accessibility, right? Because movies are, as Eric says, accessible, right? You don't have to go to the theater. Yeah, I don't have to go to the theater to go see Star Wars. I know it's going to come to Disney Plus. So that factors in my decision whether or not to get off my ass to go to a theater versus I can wait, right? The have to watch it factor. That's what you're really talking about. You're talking about, you know, that the water cooler talk, right? Oh, man, if you don't watch Star Wars now, everyone else is going to be talking about it and you're going to be left out of the conversation, right? The fear of being left out. That's what you're talking about. Not anticipation. Anticipation is literally waiting for the product, not showing up to the fucking theater. That's not anticipation. You're there already. Anticipation is going, oh shit, that's a trailer for Star Wars. I can't wait till the summer to see it. That's anticipation.
He just doesn't know what words
your
mean.
Woman. Yeah, fucking your woman is not anticipation, right? Is when she goes, sit down on the bed, I'm going to go get ready. And then she walks off into the other room. And then you're sitting there anticipating what she's going to come back in. Right? Is she going to be wearing lingerie? She's going to be wearing just a ribbon. Maybe she's going to get some whipped cream, put some whipped cream on her titties, walk in with the whipped cream titties. Make sure it's non-dairy. I'm lactose intolerant. Got to have the non-dairy whipped cream titties. Maybe. Right? That's anticipation because you don't know what's going to happen. Right? But being there in the theater, it's not anticipation. You fucking retard. Why do people think this guy's smart? Why? I swear to God. I'm gonna one of these days I'm gonna wake up. This is the fucking Truman Show, right? This is the like that.
This has to be the Truman Show, yeah.
You guys are all actors. Like all of this shit is set up. There's a camera over there. There's a camera over there. Monster apparently must be sponsoring the Truman Show because fuck. I got a whole shitload of these.
You drive to the edge of the city, and then you'll find it's a giant screen there.
Katie did have the Riponomics video. Okay. What the fuck? Sturgis is fake. He's got to be. There's no way that's real. There's 117 of you here, so I'm going to spoil something for you. Guys, my plan for C2E2 is I'm going to take a printout of Sturgis's picture, and I'm going to film the reaction of hot cosplayers to Sturgis's picture. I'm going to say, this is my buddy Sturgis. What would you rate him out of 10? Would you date this man, Sturgis? If this guy here talked to you, would you? So I think we'll all have a good insight as to what the female demographic thinks of Sturgis. I'm like, see this guy here? Sturgis is comparing two women on the internet to each other. So I figured I'd let you compare him to other men. What do you think?
Yeah, he thinks the Stellar Blade model is within his reach.
Yeah. Sturgis had to exist, so we all imagined him. Yeah. It's a group hallucination.
Mass hallucination, that's right.
Jim Carrey shower scene stuck in my head now. Where the plunger at? Yeah. Comic books are magazines, Eric. How do magazines make money? Magazines don't make no money. Do that for me too. Don't tell me though. I know what they'll say. Wizard, man. I bet you Wizard is like, he's secretly fucking Henry Cavill. Like, I'm really ugly. It's really Henry Cavill under there. He will cry the moment a big titty Asian woman does. Like, no, he'll lie. He'll be like, see, those women are ugly anyway.
He'll cope about it, yeah.
She had a dress. She had a dress like Rogue, and her ass isn't as fat as the Rogue in the cartoon. So obviously, I don't want that girl.
And remember, he got mad at Mint because she rejected him. Remember. All that
Katie just Eric in Wiggles Gay Tournament. I'm so mad. I'm migrating to this. Bullshit. How do I lose?
No, it's rigged.
Fucking rigged. Rigged. They knew I wanted to win, and so they didn't give it to me.
Welcome to the show.
It was rigged. You know why it was rigged? Here's how I know it was rigged. Go on Dark Gifts stream, and I literally say I'm going to win the tournament, and then Wiggle says, no, you're not. You're not going to beat Victor Kincaid. That was him telling me that it's fucking rigged. He rigged the tournament. Calling it now. Katie's going to win the tournament. Calling it now because they don't like her, and they rigged the tournament.
They hate the housewife. You know how it is.
We were the first 4 in, and when we got here, people just invaded. It was a madhouse.
The biggest surprise? Well, I don't want to give it away to anybody.
You will never.
What does that have to do? Again, a bunch of people. There, literally, at The Force Awakens, there was a huge crowd of people opening day. Every Marvel movie, they have fucking people going, look, this huge crowd of people. It is so common now, Eric, that people don't cover it on the news, right? When Star Wars had that happen back in the 70s, it was a newer phenomenon, right? As it happens multiple times, it's no longer like, oh, look, the theater is sold out and everybody's lined around the block. It's like, yeah, that's a thing that happens now. But people buy their tickets online, so no one's lining around the block. You don't have to wait in line anymore. That's the other thing you're forgetting, Eric. Again, it's not fucking anticipation. It's accessibility to the product.
Ever see this era of movie watching or theater again? It's not because of how things are good.
This era of movie watching or theater? Theater.
Good or bad now? No. It's because the buildup has changed. Which
I swear to God, this guy's so fucking. It's not.
How are people capping for this guy? Look at how stupid he is. It's insane.
Literally, the whole fucking video is just wrong. It's like the premise of the video is completely wrong because you don't know what anticipation is. 100% at some point in this video, you're gonna talk about your product, and it's all gonna be leading to, well, this is why we don't tell you all this shit about our product.
That's what I predicted. Yeah.
You should just lead with that. You should say, hey, we're not telling you stuff because we want to build anticipation. That's it. Fucking 30-second video, Eric. You don't need 5 minutes to come up with these weird things about, well, see, back in the old days, back in my day, youngin, we used to go to the theater and there was no fucking trailers for other movies. We would just have to guess what we were going to see. We would just show up to the theater and like they'd roll the dice and go, well, looks like you're watching Star Wars. And your date's watching Indiana Jones. Have a good day. No, we knew what the fuck was there. We saw advertising on TV, magazines, fucking newspapers, radio. There always has and there always will be anticipation. The reason you don't see these big fucking crowds is because people buy tickets online. You have to pre-buy your tickets because they don't want people waiting anymore because it's fucking inconvenience, right? I don't want to go down to the theater and then not get a ticket. I want to be able to just get it. And some people don't want to go to the theater. Right? There's a lot of people still don't want crowds, right? They're still like, people might have COVID, might have tuberculosis. That guy
I'd rather
looked
wait
at me
for it
funny.
to come out on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
People would say.
Seats are assigned now too, so I hate that. Seat assignments. People are going to be mad at me when I say this, right? But I think seat assignments are probably the worst fucking thing that the movie theater did. I think the movie theater is screwing themselves by using seat assignments. And here's why. Okay? I've literally, when I've gone to the movies, I'm going to say the last 10 times, right? You know, you go to the website, you buy your tickets, and literally I'll see theaters where the worst seats are not bought. You know, like, oh, what's the next showing? Worst seats not bought. Next showing, worst seats not bought. Right? Literally, people are like, in the old days, you would just show up, and if you got fucking stuck in the front row, well, that's it. Well, that's what you got, right? First come, first serve. Where now, where you know all that's left is the front row, I'll wait a half hour for the next show. I'll wait an hour for the next show, right? Whatever it is. So I think they're losing in ticket sales because a lot of people are like, well, fuck it, I'm not going to go see it in the front row. I'm not going to go see it in the obstructive view on the left side, right? See, it took me 3 weeks to get a good seat for IMAX. I'll wait for the good seat. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, people are waiting now. So it's like, So then instead of having a full theater of, 30, 40 people, now you only have like 25 people because some of the people are like, I can't get 4 seats together. I can't get, my family. The only seats available are like, there's one here, one there, and, 3 up front. Like, nah, fuck that.
Which means so has the experience. Now a new movie comes out and there will be 1 million reviews before the thing even hits theaters near you.
What the fuck is...
Oh my god.
Good reviews build anticipation, you fucking retard. Bad reviews will hurt reputation, will hurt fucking anticipation, sure. But they can also build reputation. I'm going to say how bad that is, right? Being informed. Reviews also have always fucking existed. Roger Ebert built his whole fucking career on fucking reviews. They'd have a whole fucking show on the weekend. Him and fucking Cisco and Ebert, right? At the movies.
Before people enter the theater, when they see a movie, if they don't know it, they actually look it up on the internet to see how people think.
Speaking of reviews, it says, hey, Tony, when are you going to do a good review of Before Mask? Tomorrow. I'm going to wake up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed tomorrow. I was going to do it today, and then I got sucked in. I know I'm making excuses, George, but definitely going to do it tomorrow. I got to review Contra and Immortal Mask. Reviews didn't exist before YouTube, Tony. Duh. I swear that theater thing is new. Theater. 80-inch TV are less than $2,000 now. You get the theater experience at home. It says Eric is approaching middle age and fast as fuck. He wants shit to be like when he was a kid. I'm middle aged and I don't want shit to be like when I was a kid. Shit kind of sucked when I was a kid.
The shit was dreadful when I was a kid.
You had to watch commercials. Hat's pretty dope though. Leonard Moulton forever. The hat is nice, but I was gonna be buck, right? For whatever reason, there's way more. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 12, and then it repeats. I don't like it repeating. I think they should have been bigger, so you could have the 8 world peers and the bosses with no repeats. Because repeating it, especially when you have like Sagat 2 spots, I'm like, why is there an extra Sagat? Also, we're in 2024, so if you're going to have this spot can be given to Violent Ken, and you can give this one to Mackie, who are in the Ultra Street Fighter 2 Super Turbo Edition.
When did Akuma show
up? Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So you can have
should be there then.
But I think this is just the OG original.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Yeah, Wiggle Wiggle Grifter competition was. I agree with you, George.
They threw him out first. I mean, We all know George has been grifting for years.
He taught me the grift.
Exactly. He's teaching us the grift as we speak.
That tournament, man. That tournament. Oh well. There's always 4. I got always 4 more years. George is like, you think the grift is your ally, but you merely adopted the grift. I was born into it, molded by it.
We adopted the grift.
But anyway, wearing a baseball hat inside and recording a video wearing it signaling purposes is still weird as fuck. July's baseball hat, Tim Pool's beanie is equal to Tony's lily pad. It's true. It's true.
You and now you have to fight like hell to avoid these spoilers. No longer are these types of things buried in some magazine. The same can be said.
Spoilers were never in magazine. You fucking retard. Spoilers and reviews are not the same thing. Magazines would not print spoilers. They would print reviews. Again, this goes back to the fucking YouTube reviewing fucking thing. You think of a YouTube review as a real review. So you think just telling you what the movie is, fucking beat for beat, is a review. So you think that's a spoiler.
It's even worse than that. He thinks MCU, Star Wars is dead, give me your money, is an actual review.
Yeah. Magazines never print. They never. It'd be unheard of. Again, they would tell you about plot, themes, pacing, actors, dialogue, believability, lighting, things about the movie, and the movie process. Not like, oh, well, so then first, the first thing that happened is his flight got canceled. So then he was waiting inside the terminal where he seen a fat guy, and the fat guy was kind of rude. And then he went outside the terminal, and then they missed the taxi because the fat guy got his taxi. Right? It's literally what fucking reviewers are.
Yeah, the review is a plot summary.
And it's not. The review's like, oh, actually, the chemistry between the two main actors is really good, and it's really believable that they're a couple. There's one scene in particular in which the main male lead confesses his love for the female lead, and it actually brought me to tears because of the sincerity in his voice, along with the lighting and music that accompany this scene. That's why I think The Notebook is a movie you should go see. Right? That's a fucking review. Not, oh, so then there's this guy and he likes this girl, and then he goes to the carnival and he hangs by the tilt-a-whirl, and he's like holding on to it. He's like, I'm gonna kill myself if you don't date me. That's not a fucking review.
That's an overview.
Planes, Trains, yeah, see? Pink Bunny got it. I was talking about Planes, Trains. I love that fucking movie. Dude, that movie's so good that for one scene, they literally have John Candy. It's for like 3 seconds in the movie, right? So he meets John Candy in the taxi. So then when he sees him in the fucking lobby at the airport, for 3 seconds, it's a flash. It's like where he's trying to remember where he's seen him. He's like, I know that guy, right? And then they flash inside the fucking terminal, him sitting there with like a fake door for the fucking taxi and like turning and looking. So he's inside there like with a fucking door. Like, so you're visualizing, you're getting Steve Martin's visualization of where he's seen him before, right? And it's done so well. It's like, oh fuck. They actually showed you what he's seeing in his brain, and they show you that. And it's fucking done just great. Chef's kiss. That movie's so good. So at so many levels. And it always brings a tear. Every year I watch that on Thanksgiving, and it brings a tear to my eye when John Candy gives that little speech about people liking him.
That's on my bucket list along with Groundhog Day, recommended by George.
Great movie. Martin and Candy are gold. For my money, it's Martin and Sellers. Goat time.
About video games. You remember waiting outside a GameStop or Funko Land?
No, I didn't. And again, this is not anticipation, Eric.
Oh, no.
Anticipation was the wait until release day. What you're talking about is having to wait in line on release day to get product. That's not anticipation. That's showing up to get product. The anticipation is over. The wait, literally, the wait is over. You can now pick up your PlayStation 5 at GameStop midnight release. That's not anticipation. The waiting is the anticipation.
Plan or whatever to get a new game.
You know, it's like when your wife tells you in the morning, we're going to fuck tonight. And then all day long, you're waiting to fuck. All day long, you're at breakfast eating, like, I'm going to fuck tonight. You go to work. You're all excited. Your friends at work are like, why are you happy? I'm going to fuck tonight. You're eating your lunch. Ooh, got the sandwich, got the little note from the wife. I'm going to fuck tonight. And you get home, and you're all ready to go, and she's got a cold, and you don't fuck. That's anticipation.
Anticipation had always been part of the experience, whether we think about it like that or not. And it's lost now and very hard to replicate in these times. I'm very much included in this if you consider it a problem. Because we weren't overloaded with information, we were talking more about what we were looking forward to. We were having these fun arguments about power levels of.
Here we go again with the power levels.
Again, this is an accessibility problem, right? This is, hey, you got all this TV show gets dropped all at the same time, right? We don't have the week-to-week wait. But still, these conversations are still happening. People will watch Dragon Ball and still have these conversations. People will read comics and still have these conversations. Who can beat who? Who's stronger? Who's better? Who's faster? Right? To this day, we've had these conversations on the one of these shows.
Yeah, whenever we get the chance, we end up having these conversations. Yeah.
Someone had asked about The Thing. I think that's what it was. Like, The Thing beat somebody, and like we went through a whole.
The Thing in Batman. I remember. John was here. Yeah.
So again, these conversations.
The thing would be top bat. It would beat Batman.
Just fucking Molly. And again, it's always like, well, Batman's gonna prepare. Like, why does Batman get to prepare and no one else does? Why?
No,
that's not a superpower.
Champion scenario. You know, The Thing and Batman end up in a ring. Suddenly, without the prep time, The Thing wins straight away.
Yeah, Batman does nothing but run, maybe. Hopefully, The Thing doesn't get tired, so like that's not even an option at that point. But anyway, the conversations happen. Eric, I think Eric is retarded, and I think he doesn't understand where the conversations are happening. I think that's the issue, because Eric's not on Reddit. He's not in the fucking forums. He's not in these obscure places where the conversations are happening. He's not in the comments of other people's videos where they're, there's literally videos on YouTube, right? To be like, top 10 most powerful Marvel villains, right? And then in the comments, there's literally people arguing, well, that's actually not the top 10. Here's why this guy should be. And then people will reply, well, actually, this other character is better, and here's why, and then blah, blah, blah. Like, these conversations still fucking happen. You just don't know whether you're not looking for them. That's the problem. Right? There's literally videos, fucking Death Battle, right? Where they have two characters battle, and the conversations are fucking insane in the comments. I pray nightly, get on my knees, pray to God. I say, God, please tell me that Eric July is grifting, that he doesn't actually believe these stupid fucking things he's saying each and every day. Because there is no way, Lord, that you exist and you created a man this fucking dumb. Okay? There's no fucking way. Either there's a God or Eric July is truly this fucking retarded and God cannot possibly exist. Because there's no way in hell he would let such a being exist. Right? It's like an abomination to the Lord.
Like, usually grifters are clever, but this is an idiot and he's a grifter.
Weird title billing. No, we talked about it.
Just wait for us to draw him.
Yeah, there wasn't much. It was building anticipation. Wizard.
There you go.
Gave you a little tease. Okay. Eric is married to a hot wife. How do you think I feel? Hot is subjective, but he's married, right? The issue with Eric's point is pre-orders. Most people pre-order digitally, so it's pre-downloaded and is immediate to play at midnight. Yet that would make store midnight releases less beneficial. Yeah, exactly. There could be more hype with no midnight releases. Well, it's not even midnight releases anymore because now you could buy the $100 version and get it 3 days early, right? Like, oh, you bought the super duper deluxe version 3 days early. You mean Eric is a spawn of the Eric, the retarded, regarded devil? Hot wife can mean something else. That's true. That is true. Then you have a chance, Wizard, if Eric does have a hot wife.
Characters and the latest thing.
It's over 9,000!
I really would love for this to return. And if you do try to replicate this, not everybody is going to be into this. The Rippaverse keeps everything.
There it is.
There it is. Yep.
You see, not everybody's into this. See, what it is I wanted to build anticipation. So I didn't tell you anything so that way you could anticipate the eventual release of Asim's powers.
Thing tied to the chest, really close. For example, that's where this whole NDA inside joke came from. We'd rather
it's not an inside joke when you keep repeating it to everybody outside.
Show you than tell you
an joke when you explain the damn joke.
All this.
Yeah. He'd rather show you than you didn't show shit. That's the problem.
Information up front. You can still though make an informed purchase, but not so much, or we don't reveal so much that it spoils what has happened.
You not telling people what your books are about is not creating anticipation. It creates confusion, aggravation, and annoyance.
Frustration.
People want to know what the fuck the book is. And it's as simple as Yaira is a book about a space alien that comes down to Earth to get the magical gippity gip and save the people of bloopity bloop, right? You didn't tell me anything other than the basic premise. Then you, as the writer, have to write a story in which things happen beyond that basic premise. If only the basic premise is happening, then yes, I understand how that is a spoiler. If you go, what's Isom about? Well, I can't tell you because the only thing Isom is about him getting a phone call, going to look for a lady, not looking for her, and then fucking going back and beating up people. It's literally that. There's nothing else that happens. So yeah, that's a spoiler for Isom because literally nothing. Okay, not literally because yeah, he talks to his sister. Okay, but you know what I mean, right? There's really no other main action in Isom. So yes, not telling me what the story is a spoiler, right? Like, oh, if I told you the story, then yeah, you'd spoil it because you don't have shit, right? I can literally tell you what's going to happen. You know what happens in Awesome Amphibian Adventures? Well,
that's the actual truth. He doesn't have anything.
Kill me. Bro, kill me.
Exactly. We keep holding you from spoiling the whole damn thing. Like, it's so hard not to spoil because you want to share the same excitement with people, right?
Yeah, you're lucky we told you his name was Isom. Anticipation. The Cenobite's true secret is an eternity of Eric July's inane babbling.
Damn.
All right. Someone should ask if Batman could beat Isom. Probably could.
With prep time. Or without prep time, even. I'll go that far.
Potion says
all he needs to do is throw him on a car.
Dropped out. I think it was all those fucking cough drops you were eating, Ocean. You got all loopy. Sometimes. But yeah, so Awesome Amphibian Adventures. It's about Freddie Foster, who lives in a world in which superheroes are now redundant, so it's not an exciting thing anymore. They exist all around us. However, despite this fact, Freddie Foster doesn't have any superpowers. He's grown up wanting superpowers and living now in a world in which that is a possibility. However, he doesn't have any. But through happenstance and a system of circumstances that lead him to eventually get the power and the ability to turn into a giant frog, in which now, as the fabulous Frogman, Freddy uses that ability, that power, to seek out and fight crime and become the superhero that he's always wanted to be. Pick up the Awesome Amphibian Adventures #1, coming soon. You see how easy that is? I've told you what's happening. without actually telling you the exact details, right? You know what's going to happen. Story about a guy who gets superpowers and then fights fucking crime. That's not a spoiler because that's what happens, right? You should know that. You should know. Oh, I didn't want a book about a guy who fights crime. I actually wanted a book about a guy who robs banks. Thank you for letting me know this is not a bank robbing book, Tony. I actually wanted a Western. Thank you for letting me know it's not a fucking Western. I wanted a sci-fi. Thank you for see how that works. But if you're just saying, oh, it's a book, you have to read it to find out what genre it is and what it's about. You have to fucking read it. That's going to piss off a lot of people, especially when they buy it and they go, oh, I thought this looked like a fucking book about Western character named Horseman, but turns out it was actually about a BDSM character that wanted to fuck people in the ass. Why did I buy this? Isn't Freddie Foster a take on Billy's stepbrother? No. Freddie Foster, actually the name of a classmate of Finbar's daughter. Just kind of worked. Billy Batson. So yeah. I wanted a name with alliteration, and Finbar's like, well, Rosie has a classmate.
Fabulous Frogman, yeah.
And Rosie's classmate is named Freddie Foster. And Rosie suggests, so it's Rosie's actual suggestion. We're not giving her credit because we don't want her to steal the book from us.
That's crazy. Kids are contributing to this character. Like my nephew contributed the Sonic eyes of Frogman.
Silver Agefield. Yeah, that's what we're going for. That's why I was like, I wanted an alliteration name. That's why the title was Awesome Amphibian Adventures. I was like, back in the old days when you'd have like Strange Tales or Tales to Astonish or Amazing Fantasy, right? The comics weren't necessarily named after the main characters. So I was like, oh, let's do that. Awesome Amphibian Adventures.
Weird Tales.
Right, yeah. We're going to have a backup story. We're going to have some things. I wanted to have a Silver Age, like late Golden Age, early Silver Age feel to it. Right? Paneling, from the paneling to the pacing to the action. I think everyone that's read it's like, hey, you've nailed it, right? So far, like because they haven't seen the full product, obviously, but from what is written, feels like you've captured what it is you tried to do. So hopefully, you guys enjoy it. My comment is a butterfly. Hell Monkeys bringing the divine justice of the underworld to the war criminals of Texas is the true story. Yeah. So anyway. Let's get on with this.
Happen. And because the consumption has changed, you'll even get those that think it's a problem if we don't give like ISOM social security number in the first.
No one wants ISOM's fucking.
Oh my God.
Fucking straw manning bitch. And this is you still fucking crying when Dick Masterson says, I didn't know what the fuck happened. This book is fucking retarded. This is you still coping fucking years later. How long has it fucking been since the ISOM 1 review that you fucking still can't get over? Still to this fucking day.
Butthurt, yeah. To the point the Soska started repeating the same joke. Did you notice?
Yeah.
I can imagine he's been repeating the same joke to them and they caught it straight away after.
Can you believe they want ISOM social security number? No, we just want to know what his powers are. If you know a person's powers, their abilities, you know whether or not a situation is dangerous. Is it stupid for ISOM to go after Santuan? Well, I don't know. How strong is Santuan? How strong is Santuan in comparison to ISOM? How strong is ISOM? Has ISOM ever fought a character as strong as Santuan? That would be interesting. Oh, we know that actually they fought when he lost, and here's why he lost, right? It's as simple
when
as
one of his customers started asking him these questions on Twitter, how mad he got.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what it is you got to buy the cards, but the cards don't really tell you nothing, and then you have to wait till issue 27, and then maybe we'll give you a hint about how these things are moving differently. And again, you're writing a superhero book, right? That's the claim anyway. You're writing comic books, not writing novels. You're not writing mysteries. You're not M. Night Shyamalan of the fucking comic book world. And tropes exist for a reason. Telling people up front, this is what ISOM can do. You don't have to go into exact detail. But give a general feeling, right? General feeling of what ISOM can or can't do, right? And it's simple. Spider-Man is a perfect example. He gets bit by a radioactive spider. When he walks out into the street, what fucking happens? He almost gets hit by a car. But his spider sense goes off. He then jumps out of the way and sticks on a wall. All within the same fucking panel. It's one panel in which we learn 3 of his fucking powers immediately after getting bitten by the spider. From that one panel, we know, oh shit, he's got good reflexes. Apparently, he's got some kind of precognitive ability because he kind of sensed the danger. We've seen the little lines coming off his head. He obviously can jump high because he jumped away from the car, and he can stick on walls apparently because when he jumped, he landed on the wall and he was sticking there. Right? All one fucking panel. But asking you to say, hey, what can Isom do? Can Isom heal? Is he fast? Is he strong? Is he smart? No, that's fucking egregious. Don't ask that shit. The customers respect. You want a social security number? Moving differently. Submariner. I get that blood type too while you at it. James Hurley says, hey, Tony, did you know that Dean and Vicky is on Crapcast with Matt Barr shitting on you? Okay. James Hurley.
And what?
Did you know that I fucked your mom? And then after I fucked your mom, I wiped my dirty... No, I can't even fucking do the ass thing. James, I don't give a shit.
People you follow, James, yeah.
That's nice to know. I always like when people talk about me, but kind of in the middle of something.
Yeah, their mask is slipping off. They never were CG in the first place. Look at that. They're bringing in the people who hate CG. Yeah.
He could have done so much better. Explain Isom and his abilities in the setting of the Texas secession, and it would have been fine. Yeah, like again.
This would be like real easy. Me and Tony bring blue-haired SJWs into the show.
Yeah.
And then start bragging about it. Yeah, go ahead.
But it's really easy, right? Again, Isom is a retired superhero, right? Very simple to have Isom walk past a wall in which he has newspaper cutouts of things that he's done. Isom saves kids from burning building. Isom stops train that derailed. Isom can't fly, right? You know, just newspaper headlines as he walks by. Again, single panel where we see these old newspaper headlines of things that Isom has accomplished in his illustrious superhero career, right? And even in there, you could have a little fucking newspaper. Why did Isom quit? Right? As the newspaper headline. Because that would be a newspaper headline. Why did Isom quit? Where is Isom? Where did Isom go? Forest Park's protector missing after battle with space alien, right? That would build anticipate. Oh shit, there was a space alien battle? He lost? Fucking people think he's missing?
Instead of the 6 pages of Larry Shungite, we could have had the little pieces of info like that, but nope. Just Larry Shungite.
Newman says Jim Butcher's Stormfront, first book of the Dredson series, was first published novel. He worked on it from years from high school into college before it was published. July is not a writer. He's an internet hustler. Once the comic is done, he will move on to the next hustle. It's in his history already. Yeah. Bad news, kids. I'm your dad.
We all know it started from dancing all the way to comic books.
Wooksy says, not the curtains, not the curtains. Have a YouTuber talk about Isom for fuck's sake. Yeah, you can do that. That'd be an interesting like meta commentary. Have Gary yelling, "Is Isom woke? Isom she you?" Like as he's walking by a TV. This is all assuming Eric knows how to tell a story. Yeah, I think that's the problem.
That is the problem.
Isom, those wells in Africa. Oh wait, that's someone else. Different Isom.
The other Isom.
I think Isom should fight the International Society of Monsters. And they sue Isom over the name in the comic. Why did Isom quit? He probably fell in another car.
First couple of books. It's because we've become so used to getting so much information quickly and then moving on to the next property.
No, again, it's not quickly moving on. You give people information so they're interested in your character. People want to be drawn to characters. They want to be invested in a character. Telling them information, invest them in a character, right? Why do you want to see the hero succeed? Well, because you've seen the hero get down. Peter Parker is a nerdy kid who's bullied in high school. You get all of that before you become Spider-Man. So when he becomes Spider-Man, you're now like, yes, the bullied kid is now strong enough, but he's responsible with his abilities to use them for good, right? He could use them to bully other kids. That's why the scenes in Spider-Man, the movie, I think, fail, where he's like showing off his abilities and he fights Flash. Because the comic Peter, right, he would never have done that. He would have let Flash into the locker. And, like, people would have laughed at him, and like the thought bubble, like, only Flash knew I could fucking whip his ass, right? Like him.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
Those are the words he kept in his heart, you know.
And it'd probably be a little thing like, well, if they knew I was Spider-Man, what would happen to Aunt May? I always have to keep this secret because Aunt May needs to be safe, right? And then Spider-Man's not a dick. But Isom, again, we don't know nothing. We don't know. He's kind of a dick to his sister. We don't know what his powers are. We don't know. Even Darren.
We know he has a problem with disrespect. That's the only thing we know.
Yeah. Darren is introduced as like this mover and shaker, but you tell us, you don't show us. Show me something. Like before Isom pulls up to the club, like if you showed like fucking Darren was like dunking some guy in a fucking he has like a pit in the fucking basement of the club. He's dunking some guy in the fucking pit because he like stole like $2 out the till. You're like, oh fuck, Darren don't play around. He's gonna fucking murder this guy for over $2 that was missing in the till from the bar, right? And then they're like, hey, Darren, someone's at the door, says he knows you from high school. And you see Darren just pull out the gun. He's like, oh, I got time for this. Just fucking blows the guy's head. They're like, oh shit, Darren don't fuck around. Avery might be in for some trouble. Avery might, this Darren's a bad motherfucker. But we don't get that. He just sashays out and goes, Avery Stillman, is that you? I haven't seen you in a long time. Come sit down and have a cup of tea with me. That shit is not fucking menacing. It's not scaring anybody. But the fight happens before he becomes a wrestler. Isn't that the point of the wrestler arc where he takes his power for granted? Yeah, but I'm saying the movie gives him his powers. Right? To go back to Spider-Man. So Spider-Man gets bit by the radioactive spider. He gets his powers. He learns them because then he uses them to avoid the bullying of Flash. Then he goes off and does the wrestling thing. In the comic, he gets the powers. He learns that he has them. He goes off to fight the wrestler. The whole thing happens. And then Uncle Ben dies. But, see, in the movie, that's it. That's like the moment. That's the defining moment. Peter, right? In the comics, after the burglary, he still tries to use his powers for personal gain. Because he still tries to show up on like the Tonight Show or whatever. And they can't pay him. He tries to cash a check that says Spider-Man. So he doesn't learn the lesson immediately in the comics anyway. What the heck was this video supposed to be? It's cope. This video is cope for why his comics were written so shittily.
As all his videos are. It's just coping. Yeah.
So to me, once anticipation for the product became this afterthought, so did the overall enthusiasm. It's not the only.
What the fuck was that like lisp? So did the overall. No, again, you don't know what anticipation is, and you don't know how to build anticipation, right? Perfect example. When I did the Ace of Spades thing, right? I put out the little thing. Who is Ace of Spades? And everyone jumped on it. Everyone wanted to know what the fuck's Tony talking about. Doesn't Tony know there's already a character named Ace of Spades? And the next day I put out another little tweet. People jumped on it. They want to know what the fuck's Tony talking about? What's he go? What's he doing? I want to see how stupid he is. I want to see him make a fool of himself. That was anticipation. People were anticipating what was going to happen on Friday when I talked about the character. Whether that was a letdown or not is up to each individual. But they at least had some anticipation. And they built upon that anticipation day after day, wondering what it is I was going to say. It makes me mad. It's aggravating.
Thing, but the culture around these things just changed, and we haven't been able to return back to form. The Rippaverse, we're trying to find these creative ways to do this with at least replicating a smidgen of what it was back in the day. I don't think it's impossible, but you have to understand that you'd be an outlier if you can pull this off. And the more I think about this,
no, you wouldn't. It's not an outlier to create anticipation. I just literally told you. It's very simple. I've seen Shane Davis, John Malin, Jimmy Reyes, EVS. Lots of people in fucking comics build anticipation. They tell you about the project. I got this new project coming out. Tell you about the project, show you a little art, get you all ready. And then when the fucking campaign drops, everybody's there. Everybody needs to get this book. Everybody's excited because of the anticipation, right? It's not anticipation to show up to a comic shop and discover that there's something you didn't know about sitting on the shelf.
the more I believe that partially the reason that we don't really see these new properties that are created in this era that will stand the test of time is because the game.
Because you guys are all assholes who don't like new properties. You don't want new properties.
That's what it is. You don't allow them to thrive to begin with.
Yeah.
You just call everything woke.
And again, on the flip side of it, there's plenty of new properties, right? Manga is a perfect example. My Hero Academia is not that old in all due reality, right? There's new things coming out all the time. They will stand the test of time. You know, not everything will. And just like not all the old comics have stood the test of time, not all the old movies, not all the old TV shows, right? Some fall by the wayside. Some are forgotten. Some become lost media. It happens.
Some become cult classics, like that people discover later on.
Riververse's Dead Man Walking will be forgotten in a few years as everything falls apart. Shane would play remixes of his Starlight Catch trailer on the stream. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He just doesn't know what the word means. Someone said the word anticipation and he thought it meant something else, and no one was fucking wanted to ruin it for him, right? You know, oh shit, Eric learned a new word. He thinks anticipation means something else. Just don't say nothing. He's gonna give you money. Just don't say nothing, right? People waiting for manga series to coming back from hiatuses. Yeah, there's anticipation all over the place. My internet connection was lost right after I said I'm fat.
Everybody's losing their internet.
Now, the other day it was worse. Like fucking YouTube didn't work for shit. Everyone was like, what
"Oh yeah, I remember that."
Dude, literally, I wish I could show you guys. I think I haven't recorded locally, but I literally started the gaming stream, did the whole intro, did the whole spiel. You know, like it's not. Why is it not starting? Did the intro, did the spiel again, and still it didn't start. So if you watch the playback, like where the playback starts, it's already like actually like 5 minutes into the stream.
Game and landscape just completely changed on us.
I'll fucking blow my brains out. Just consume and wait for next Riververse. Can't.
Exactly, and he'll never tell you anything. He'll keep that anticipation going, quote unquote.
I'm looking at this Katie Did video and it's 9 fucking minutes.
God damn.
And she clipped it, so that means there's not like the 30 seconds at the end where it's like, oh, it's actually like It's only 8.5 minutes because there's 30 seconds of trailer. It's not Eric July clipped. So this is like raw Eric July, 9 minutes. Do I have it in me? Do I have it in me, TJ?
Sure.
You were supposed to say no. You were supposed to say no.
I'm just messing with you.
Your brain is literally leaking out of the side of you. Yeah, okay.
See, look, Eldridge is saying do it.
You've convinced me. 9 minutes of torturous blather. Yeah. Do it for you guys. I do this for yous. Okay. If it was up to me, I'd be playing video games or watching TV. Maybe hitting my head against the wall or fucking sticking needles in my eye. Anything but watching Eric July videos. But because of yous,
I don't think people.
I am forced to watch these Eric July videos. So you should appreciate it. Does Isom have a Hulk crossover? Junior Beef is liking Hulk right now. I hate the new Hulk, and I know a lot of people like it, and I said it before. I don't like the whole Immortal Hulk run, and the idea that at one point Bruce Banner was piloting the Hulk like a fucking mech, like it was like a fucking Hulk mech suit with Bruce Banner sitting in the like pilot seat and like a Hulk acting as a battery. I thought that was fucking retarded. The only comparable EG the attraction is third is Infinite Rage. All right, here we go, guys. 9 minutes. Katie did.
I don't think people, and I think maybe that's where the desperation comes. If we go to my last,
Why does he make those faces like he's farting? Like,
desperation comes. If we go to my last,
like that, like he just swallowed something bad, like,
It's that milkshake.
Yeah, what was in that milkshake? That bitch tried to poison me.
If we go to my last segment, making money in entertainment as an independent.
We go to my last segment. So literally, I just talked about this, but I'm going to talk about this again.
Complete independent is not an easy thing.
Making money as a complete independent is not an easy thing. Was that supposed to be profound? Going out on your own and trying to find customers to buy a product from you while also affording to make product, it's not easy.
It's difficult because there's a lot that has to go right for it to make sense for you. And
whoa.
Why the he's like, what's up there, Eric? There's nothing up there. Why are you looking up there?
The hamsters are spinning in his head.
Man, I gotta dust that corner of the office. Those spider webs. Like, oh shit, I'm in a video.
What happened, and I think this still is what's going on, especially with independents. I'm not at all convinced that really in comic books that these guys were ever making money.
You're not convinced, Eric. Retard. No one was trying to convince you, first off. Secondly, if these things were never making money, they would have stopped making them a long time ago. I don't know if you know this, but way back when, the idea of being a loss leader wasn't really a thing, right? Companies weren't putting out comic books going, man, we're losing all kind of money, yay! Because there weren't all those extra products, all the extra merch that you see from the 80s and the 90s, the 2000s, right? The video games, the TV shows, the movies, the toys, all that shit wasn't around when comic books first started. It was newsprint, and that was it. It was a comic book. You bought it, you read it. That was it. That was the end of it, right? There was no fucking Crypt Keeper toys. There was no fucking Vaults of Horror merchandise to buy.
In the publication,
Someone's going to correct me. Like, actually, there was a Vault of Horror.
You never know.
1947 lunchbox, Tony. You know what I mean? It's a story magazine filled with ads. Exactly. Those are both awesome. I need to try Immortal, although not much. They're not awesome. Don't lie. Don't let Beefy lie to you.
Just not convinced. I'm convinced that people got paid, but I'm not convinced that it was profitable. Not company wide.
Again, it's really easy to find out this information, Eric. It's available on the internet. You know that information overload that you're talking about? Just fucking look it up. Companies were profitable. That's the reason they stayed in business. Companies that weren't profitable, like Fawcett Comics and Atlas Comics and Timely Comics, those are the ones that went out of business because they weren't profitable. Right?
And then when you start doing more research, you start to realize, well, damn, really all of them are either attached to some other corporation that does other things. And it's been this way for a very long time. And this includes Marvel.
Yes. The two major companies now are attached to other companies because over the years they were profitable and bigger companies went, hey, I could probably buy that. Or in Marvel's case, they went, hey, we're running out of money. We made a bunch of bad financial decisions. We need to merge with this other company to save us.
In DC, where forever, even with the early days of DC, it was like only like 3-4 years in DC where they were basically getting bailed out by another, like a newspaper, if I'm not mistaken, but they were publishing other things.
I don't know why. I don't even know for a fact. But Eric July said it, so I have a feeling that what he's saying is not true. Because I'm pretty sure DC bought fucking Fawcett, right? That's how they acquired Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
So the idea that they were only profitable for like 3 years seems really. They've been in business 63 years. Right. Apparently, they started as National Comics Publications. Well, see, they were already owned by a bigger company, Eric. National Comics Publication and All American Publications. It says entrepreneur Major Malcolm Wheeler Nicholson founded National Allied Publications in 1935, intended as an American comic book publishing company. The first publishing of the company debuted with the tabloid-sized New Fun, the big comic magazine. It was an anthology title essentially for original stories not reprinted from newspaper strips, unlike many comic book series before it. You see that, Eric? The precursor to DC Comics literally innovated, and that's why they found success, because instead of making reprints of newspaper comic strips, they started making brand new original comic strips, comic book stories. It says, while superhero comics are what DC is known for throughout modern times, the genres in the first anthology consisted of funnies, Western comics, and adventure-related stories. The character Dr. Occult, created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, with issue number 6 of New Fun Comics, is considered the earliest recurring superhero created by DC, who is still used. Well, look at that. Anyway, sounds like Eric July doesn't know his fucking history.
That he does.
Diminutive cucks is what Eric seems to think DC is. They can't compare to the past if we can't. You have the years of material and publication history to learn from, Eric. Yeah. This video caused Ethan pain, by the way. It's causing me pain already. I need to learn economics. If you just learn economics, you'll be less confused.
You'll be less frustrated.
Yeah, less frustrated. Sounds like a pulp character. Yeah.
To justify subsidizing of DC. And for the most part, they've always been tied to somebody else. So it's like, have they ever been profitable?
Yes, Eric, they have. A lot of comic book companies were tied to newspaper companies and stuff. They were never independent comic book entities, right? As we see, Allied Publications was a independent comic book entity, and then it turned into DC Comics eventually.
It's a question. I don't know, but because they've been around for so long and they've been operating on a model that independents can't operate on, I think the mistake that so many independents have made is that they have tried to replicate exactly what they do and how they do it because they were.
No, they haven't. I don't see independents trying to go into diamond distribution with comics filled with advertising. I don't see independents going, I'm going to try to go out and get fucking high C ads in my comic books and fucking Nerf. Because they can't, Eric. That's what you're missing. Comic books, you buy a fucking $2 comic book and they're not making the money that is not from you purchasing the book. The money is from the advertising paying. And the advertisers pay more when a comic book is popular, like a TV show or like YouTube, right? YouTube pays you more when you get more views because the advertisers are like, that's a hot channel. We want to make sure that we get our Coke ad on that guy's channel because that guy's channel got more eyes on it, right? That's economics, Eric. Maybe if you learned economics, you'd be less frustrated with the comic book industry.
Food into thinking that's success when it's really like, no. They're playing a different game than you are. If you try to play their game, you're going to be out of business. Like with pricing. I remember I used to make this point before about how it makes no sense how these books are priced in the way that they're priced. And
why does it make no sense, Eric? Tell me why.
And they're making money. It's impossible. There's no way that all those people, if you go open any given mainstream book and you see the fucking 30 names that are on it, there's no way that they're making money off of $5 product, $4 product.
I don't know if you know this, Eric, but if you look at a go on your local television channel, right? Like a Channel 7 or Channel 5, NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox. Watch a show on that channel. You'll notice in the credits, there are 30, 40, 50, upwards to 100 names in the credits. All these people. And they charge you $0, Eric. $0. Zero. Just like those people you hang around with on Friday Night Tights. $0. But somehow they're profitable. Why is this, Eric? Perhaps the advertising pays for it. Perhaps the comic is $4.
All those ads in the comic books, the Marvel comic books in particular.
That's why you have wall-to-wall ads. That's why you open up some comic books and there's literally ads on the inside fucking cover before you even get to the story, before you even get to anything. It's fucking advertising, right? And again, the more popular the comic, the better the ads, the better the fucking ad rates they're getting.
Right? That they're selling maybe, I don't know, even the best ones, tens of thousands.
Yes, Eric's usual. Everybody apart from me is a clueless. Yeah. Eric does not understand the economics of comics or magazines.
And they don't even sell directly to customers, which means distributors have to get a cut of that, as well as the retailers. There's no way that they're making money off of that. And if they is, the margins are very, very thin.
There's no way they're making money, but if they is, it's really thin. So they're making money. Whether it's thin margins or not, they're making money. That's the point. As long as you can keep selling comics, you'll keep making money. So your whole spiel so far has been moot, Eric, because they're making money.
And I think more people are starting to understand this. And it's like, okay, we can't do what they do. And even they can't do what they do for an extended period of time without some shakeup. Remember, guys, it was in off pretty much, I don't want to say everybody, because there may be some folks.
Wow, he kept stopping and cutting himself off.
Born in the 2000s. But pretty much everybody here, it was in your lifetime that Marvel went bankrupt. Almost technically before they got bailed out by Toy Biz.
They didn't get bailed out by Toy Biz. Toy Biz didn't hand them a bunch of fucking money, Eric. Also, I don't know if you know this, Marvel Comics didn't almost go bankrupt because they simply sold comics and weren't making money. Marvel Comics took their money and made a bunch of fucking retarded moves with it that didn't fucking pan out. That's why they almost went bankrupt. Am I lying here, TJ?
That's why they had to sell their properties to a bunch of movie corporations, right?
Yeah.
We all remember that.
And again, Toy Biz bought Marvel Entertainment Group in 1997. They formed a new corporation, Marvel Enterprises. Right? And the reason, again, is because of the bubble burst on the fucking speculators market. We had the overprinting of comics. There were some other ventures that they got involved in that didn't work out.
That was a long sip from that milkshake.
It wasn't that long ago.
Well, let's use Google to find out what the fuck. I don't know. Was irresponsible? Yeah.
You can't read.
So, I think what's happening with, especially with comics, is that the good news is that the barrier of entry has been lowered. That's the great news about it. So you're having people be able to make careers out of doing things independently.
Eric, the barrier of entry, I don't know if you know this, but the barrier for entry was never fucking high. Eastman and Laird proved it with their independent comic, became a smash hit. Again, the barrier of entry is never high. Okay? The ability to make comics, to sell comics, has never been impossible. Okay? What was hard was to make a huge amount of money, right? Crowdfunding, which is a newer concept, has brought people and creators together in a common place. Go, hey, here's a place where you can have a campaign, and here's a place where if you want to support a comic campaign, right? It's one place. You meet. Instead of you having to hustle and go around and go, hey, I got this comic. You think you want to stock your shelf with these comics, these independent comics I got? But you no longer have to do that because you can hustle directly to people interested in comic books, right? That's the beauty of crowdfunding. It's not a lowering of the barrier of entry. It's simply a shifting of where the entrance is.
So with things like crowdfunding and social media, and it's just made it to where people can have a direct.
He's been layered with a small loan of $1 million, like Trump. Ash cans are a thing, yeah. Did Eastman and Laird really get $1 million loan? I don't know if that sounds right.
I have no idea.
Let me Google this because that doesn't sound right. From sewers to silver screen. History of the Turtles. Let me see. No, it says in 1984, Laird and Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman self-published the first black and white issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It had an initial print run of 3,000 copies for the 40-page oversized comic. It was largely funded by a loan from Eastman's uncle, Quentin, the experience of which had a profound impact on Laird and led directly to his later work, and published by the duo's Mirage Studios. It doesn't say how much they got from the uncle, but I don't think it was $1 million for them to print out fucking 3,000.
I highly doubt it's $1 million.
Yeah. It might have been like a $10,000 loan, which I guess in the 80s was like $1 million, but still. Right. Marvel and DC historically needed a businessman to guide them. Those schmucks never knew economics and comics like Eric does.
Line of sight with their audience and sell directly to them. Beautiful, very beautiful thing. But it will be ill-advised. Haha, see what I did there? Ill-advised.
Haha, see what I did there. You can't point it out. Pointing out what you did doesn't make it funny. You're supposed to say it. What you're supposed to do, Eric, is you're supposed to go, doing that would be ill-advised. And then you look at the camera and wink.
Blink, right? Yes.
You acknowledge it, but you don't point it out. You let it sit there for people to go, oh, yeah.
Or maybe he thought we'd watch it and make fun of him for saying it. So then he had to say, I did it, see?
Marvel almost went bankrupt like 6 times in their history. Bad business. Bad business.
To replicate the model of the mainstream when you don't have the pool of money, the resources, the pool of the mainstream. That's all I'm saying.
He like,
the awkward pauses and the milkshake. Jesus.
He's like, why does milkshake not taste like Saska pea? This tastes like wife pea. I don't like this shit. I've never seen someone drink a smoothie and then have that sort of look on their face. Like, it's supposed to make you happy. It's like, ooh, this is delicious, right? Even if I was talking about something I didn't like,
depressed.
Like, yeah, fucking smoothie. Probably one of those weight loss smoothies. He didn't want us to know. That's his whole dinner. Like, here you go, smoothie. That's it. You got fucking one of those Weight Watchers.
It's interesting though, because everybody's trying to figure it out. It's the wild, wild west out there, and I love it about the economics, because I've been making this goddamn point for I don't know how long.
You haven't been making any points. You've been saying a lot of things, but you didn't make any points. Because again, Eric, you don't understand how comic books even make money. So you don't understand why independents can't make that money. Independents don't have advertising in their comics. They don't have the ability to put that. Why don't they have the ability? Simply because they don't have the reach and the scope of a mainstream comic book industry, right? When you're selling 300 copies of a comic book, there's nobody that's going to advertise, right? You can't, like, so if I was going to make 300 copies of a comic and only sell it here in my area, I might be able to get local shops to advertise in the comic, knowing that people within the area would be receiving the comic to shop at the local places, right? But I can't get Bill's haircut place to put an ad in my comic book when some guy in Singapore is going to be receiving it from crowdfunding, right? So it doesn't make no sense. So the only sort of industries that would advertise in that would be something that's global. Now, a global industry is not going to advertise in some comic book that's selling 300 fucking copies. Sorry, they're not going to give me a shitload of money to go, yeah, we want that one guy in Singapore. We had all the other guys, Tony, but we needed that one guy. Thank God your comic reached that one guy in Singapore. Now he drinks Coca-Cola. Okay, no.
There is no one way to produce shit.
There's
no
such
thing anymore as a standard. Well, no, there's a standard. It just may not make sense. And what needs to happen more, and maybe you can make this argument for every single industry, is that people, instead of looking at everybody else does it this way and therefore I need to do it that way, you need to look at it like, okay, this makes sense for me, so I'm going to do it this way. However, doing it my way may not make sense for you, but that doesn't mean that there's a problem there. Our economic model at the Ripperverse is different from.
Yeah, our economic model at the Ripperverse is charging you a shitload of money for a crappy product that we put out as fast as we can with substandard art that we got from a Brazilian art mill, and then spend all our money on stupid shit like a warehouse.
From a lot of other people's. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Doesn't mean that you necessarily should replicate everything that I do. Even with my series, my Making Money in Comic series, I'm always talking about that. I'm always bringing
If you have to tell people this is how you make money, but also don't replicate what I'm doing, and also you might not be able to do these things, and if you have to add a bunch of caveats to your spiel about how to make money, then you don't know the fuck you're talking about, right?
Exactly. Whatever you're coming up with is not efficient at all, Eric.
Here's how to make money in comics. Are you ready for it?
Let's hear it.
Create a comic book for as low of cost as you can, and then sell more copies than what you spent making the comic. That's how you make money in comic books. It's a really simple formula. You make a
That's
comic.
a novel concept.
And if the comic costs you, so if you're the writer, and then you have to spend on art, you have to say, okay, well, how many issues do you think I'm going to sell? Well, I'm a nobody, so I might sell 100. Okay, so if I charge $10, that means I only made 1,000. That means I can only spend $1,000 putting this comic together. Right? Anything more, and I've now spent too much money, and I lost money, and it's not a venture I should do. If I'm not,
what's happening to Eric.
If it's a hobby, you can, people spend money on their hobbies. Like, oh, I just wanted to make a comic, and yeah, I lost $500 or $1,000 on it, but I made a comic, and a couple people liked it, and it was nice, right? But if you're looking to make money, again, you have to go, how much? You have to go, how many do I think I'm going to sell? At what price? Here's the, my anticipated. There's that word again, anticipation. Here's my expectation of profit of income, not profit, right? And then you go, okay, well, that means I can spend this much, and so then I would have that much profit. And we've talked about this behind the scenes about how many issues we think we're going to sell, and what's going on with this, and what we're going to do with the money, and how things will be distributed between us, right? But again, if you're looking to make money, just spend less than you make, right? And it's a lot easier if you're a writer and an artist. Well, it's gonna be fucking easy, right?
Up that, hey, the way that I did it is this way. You probably, unless you are working under these set of circumstances, you should not do exactly what I did here. Now, there's other things.
Geek Bro has a good way. He says, the way you make money on comics is by having a cult of dorks that'll give you money for anything you shit out.
That's what it is.
He tried to sound smart by saying economic model when he was referring to his business model. Digital comic launch only costs effort nowadays. Yeah, I mean, again, you still have to anticipate how many you're going to sell. And with digital runs the risk of, if it's too cheap, no one buys it. If it's too expensive, people pirate it. If it's good, right? Hopefully it's good enough where, like, even after people pirate it, they want to pay you for it, right?
Things that I do believe are universal.
Oh.
But there's some things that I'm like, well, you can't possibly do that because it's so unique to our model.
Yeah, y'all don't have Glenn Beck funding your comic book company, so it's so unique to our model that I was able to somehow come up with $200,000 to start up my company, even though I was working at Planet Fitness.
Therefore, you probably should find out what makes more sense for you. And I think that's what the entire comic book industry is trying to figure out, instead of trying to be copycats to everybody or thinking someone else's model is a threat to yours, which is fucking gay anyway. You shouldn't.
Again, no one thinks your model is a threat. No one thinks the way you sell your comics is a threat. People think that the fact that your comics are shit and it's going to turn people off of the industry, that's the threat, right? It's like wrestling. Wrestling's a perfect example, right?
Yeah.
Mainstream companies hate garbage wrestling. Why do they hate garbage wrestling? Garbage wrestling fans aren't their fans. Garbage wrestling fans aren't coming to the mainstream shows. Garbage wrestlers aren't wrestling on the mainstream shows. They're not losing anything. Garbage wrestling ain't like taking up venues that the mainstream would use. But why do they hate it? Well, simply because garbage wrestling, right? People will see that and they will think that's what all wrestling is, right? If your first exposure to wrestling is two knuckleheads smacking themselves over the head with fucking light tubes for 15 minutes, you go, oh, this is wrestling? This is fucking retarded. I'm never coming back to wrestling, right? So that's why mainstream wrestling hates that shit. That's why the Japanese companies hated Frontier Martial Arts, right? FMV. That's why a lot of these, ECW knockoffs that were like even more hardcore than ECW and the fucking.
I remember those. Yeah.
That's why
At least
people
the
don't like them.
ECW wrestlers were actual wrestlers, but the knockoffs, forget it.
Right? They don't hate them because they're afraid that they're going to steal their business or they're a threat. They hate them because they know that when people see this, they're going to associate wrestling with this, right? They don't want that. They want wrestling to be associated with a good product, right? When people think of comics, they want them to think Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, not Isom, Horseman, and Yaira, right? If you become associated with it, if the product becomes, oh, it's that thing that Eric July does, shittily, that hurts the business, hurts everybody, hurts mainstream.
Not many indie comic book, franchises are popular. And imagine, like right at the forefront, online is now ISON. Imagine how many people are getting turned away from the indie comic book scene because of ISON. Just imagine.
Wizard says, my brother and his friends did the light tube thing. Ooh. He also slammed his head on a sidewalk and got a concussion.
God damn.
So all in the backyard.
Backyard wrestling.
Was this trash wrestling even more racist? It could be. It could be. Everybody wanted to be Stone Cold, and everyone wanted to be the Sandman and push it to the next level.
Never think that way. That's communistic socialistic bullshit.
It has nothing to do with communism or socialism.
If you think of someone doing it their way means that it's automatically a threat to yours. If you have that line of thinking, business is probably not gonna be.
Again, this has nothing to do with how you're doing things, Eric. You're confusing and conflating things. It all has to do with you put out a shitty product that are being put in front of lots of people, and they're assuming that this is good. Then other idiots are writing articles about, oh my God, did you see Eric July's The Black Stan Lee? And so other idiots are seeing this and going, oh, that's what that is? That's gay. I don't like comics anymore. Is this what comics have become? That's gay. I don't like comics no more.
Best suited for you, okay? But reassessing or just assessing in general.
I feel like we've watched this before, and you guys knew we watched this. You just made me rewatch an Eric July thing. It's unlocked the fucking
He's
core
so
memory.
repetitive, yeah. It's like all deja vu all of a sudden.
Doing what makes sense for you. Maybe you can learn tidbits from other people and be influenced, but either way, you need to tailor make that model for yourself.
There is no model, Eric. You make a comic book and then you sell it. That's really it. There is no other model. There's no other anything. You either sell it directly through your own means or through some crowdfunding means, right? And again, just because it's a crowdfunding platform like Kickstarter doesn't mean you actually have to do a crowdfunder. You could do a pre-order campaign, right?
Tailor make it for you. Tailor make it for what you the confines that you will be working within. Don't tailor make it for or try to make it.
Pink Bunny says only right-wing media has featured Eric. Mainstream has no idea what it is. I would consider Fox mainstream. He's been on Fox News. Left has no idea.
It's close enough to mainstream, yeah.
And I think there's a lie too, Pink. I think you're wrong on this. I think the left knows who he is the same way that I know who people like Destiny are, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't watch
Only the
Destiny.
online people know him.
Yeah, but I think there's people on the left who know who Eric July is.
Definitely,
Just like there's people in the mainstream comics who know who Comicsgate are, right? And they probably keep abreast of who's coming up and stuff. Just because they don't like us, right? It has nothing to do with like, oh, they're fans or like, oh, they're scared. It's more like those are the people we don't like. Let's make sure we keep eyes on them, right? I mean, Alyssa Mercante is out there watching Hypnotic streams because they're talking about her. So.
And now she knows who Sturgis is.
Yeah. Offline and on the left, no one knows. Yeah, well, yeah, if you're offline.
Offline, definitely.
Offline people on the right don't know who fucking Eric July is, right?
Yeah. At that point.
Go downtown. Anyone who's in a big city, go downtown to your like local fucking business area. Wait for a couple guys in suits to come out of like a courthouse. And say, hey, do you know who Eric July is? Have you heard of the Ripperverse? I guarantee you they don't know. They probably don't know who any of us are, right? And I've said this before. Like you'll see like a YouTuber with like, oh, he's got like 1 million subs, and I was like, oh man, everyone's got to know who he is. And then like there'll be someone's like, I don't know who that guy is. There's literally people were posting on Reddit about Matt Pat retiring, and other people were like, who? Like what the fuck's a Game Theory? What? Like you don't know who Game Theory is? He has like millions of subs. They're like, yeah, no, I don't. Like I don't watch that kind of content. So it happens. It happens.
To fit someone's model, someone else's model. It's not yours. You can't do it. Not operating under the same circumstances. So yeah. So it's very interesting, and I think that as people, definitely independents, especially people that have gone from like mainstream, right, have come from it, are finding out, like, for better or worse, that okay, the way the mainstream had been doing things just really never made sense. It was just how they did it.
The way the mainstream did things made sense for the mainstream. Eric, Marvel and DC are about making Marvel and DC money. They're not about making the writer money. They're not about making the colorist money or the inker. That's the reason why these artists and these inkers and stuff have left the mainstream, because they want to make themselves money. They don't want to make DC money, right? You go and you ink on Spider-Man and you get your paycheck and that's it, right? Here you go. Here's your fucking, that's it. You're done. Whereas you go do your own project and maybe you're going to get money off the back end. Maybe you're going to get a percentage. Maybe you're going to get a bonus check, right? Maybe you own part of this property. That's the difference.
Especially with the direct model shit. The direct model shit is it doesn't make any sense. And you get some people be like, well, your situation is not necessarily a solution, right? To the quote unquote direct model. And I'm like, that's the fucking point. I'm not trying to come up with a solution for a problem.
You literally said in lots of videos, you're the solution. The Ripperverse is going to solve the problems of the mainstream, right? But now you're saying you're not a solution? What happened, Eric? Lost your balls? Now, the direct market has its issues. And again, the issue with the direct market for Marvel and DC, these companies have become so fucking massive, so huge, they have to move tons and tons of units. They have to put out tons and tons of product. Not everything is going to be a hit. And when something isn't a hit, that really puts a fucking wrench in the works, right? That's why they lean on things like Batman to be in like 6 books, Spider-Man.
That isn't there. That just doesn't make sense for me to give 2 other middlemen a cut of the money if I don't have to do that.
And again, big corporation, they're moving millions of units. You're not moving the amount of product they are. It makes sense for them to say, hey, Diamond, handle this huge distribution. You're moving maybe 10,000 fucking comic books, Eric. They're moving millions. Okay? There's a fucking world of difference. It's like when someone does a fucking crowdfunder, and you're like, oh, I'll handle it myself because I'm fucking literally mailing 100 comic books, right? Like, well, it doesn't make sense. Why would Marvel use another company? Why would they pay another company to handle it? Because They're fucking gigantic, and you're tiny.
It's a solution for me and my situation.
That's a good point. Xbox says, don't give money to the middleman. Also sign up for my Ripasend. Again, you have to have product that people are willing to buy to do that. Exactly. I bullied someone into quitting X. What? It's crazy. Don't do that. The announcement vid, he literally says that he has decided to be part of the solution instead of talking about part of the problems. Yeah. Now he's not the solution anymore because he realized fucking terrible. Eric sells more merch than he does comics. Fan. Yeah.
Not be for others, but it is for me. It's not necessarily about trying to find the model to replace the old one. It's that the old model is archaic and broken, and everybody should come up with new ones that are unique to themselves and their businesses.
Oh my God. That was fucking rough. Fucking rough. Middleman is rip a speak for artists and writers. Oof. Well, we've been here 3 hours and 41 minutes now. I think it's a good time to log off, touch some grass, smack some ass, eat some bass. Anyway, come back tomorrow. Obviously, Gabbing with Geeks. Hopefully, you guys have decided to bring back Celebrity Butt Challenge, where maybe members from the audience can join us. And should a member of the audience win, perhaps we'll give you $20 Amazon gift card, or we'll just send you $20 on your PayPal. How's that sound? That sounds good. But only if you guys vote to bring it back. Also,
that's right.
I'm going to have that review of the Immortal Mask. I read it. I got thoughts. I got opinions. I want to get it to you guys. And probably do a Contra review. So,
anyway. Be on the lookout for those.
Yeah. Until next time, love, peace, booty grease. We out this bitch.